Okay. So last time.
So
Last
I
time.
dumped my dice out and I rolled a 20. Can I use it?
No.
Oh shit! I don't even have my dice.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Mine.
And I was like,
Mine are always right
you
here.
guys ready? Are you guys ready? No,
I
it's
told you
fine.
we weren't.
No, you're right.
Hey.
Give me like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
5 whole ass minutes. You
Not
son
really,
of a bitch.
Not really. They're right here.
So Danny is no longer joining you on your journey as a giant
suffered a
rock
heart attack.
falls
Rock
out of the sky and kills
He got
him.
hit by a boulder when he was older.
That's right. Turns out there are seagulls on this beach.
They poked him in the knees.
That's right.
He's basically Yoda sized.
Hey, stop it now.
Yep. Danny's spirit is going to go join the great band in the sky, the upright alligator.
I like to groove and boogie.
I don't want you to.
It's in our basket.
Okay. So last time, you guys crashed a cart. It was great, and escaped from.
That was 2 times ago.
It's true, it was, but at the end / beginning, you guys had crashed the cart and had stepped out of the cart, and then fled into the woods with your werewolf saviors. And you guys were blindfolded, taken through a tunnel, and ended up in front of a meeting of werewolves. Yeah, it was great. You guys responded relatively truthfully. Marlena, could you mute yourself? Getting a lot of feedback. Thank you.
Before you wreck yourself.
I almost disconnected.
I mean, you know what? It's
You're like,
That is
fine.
the
That would
ultimate
solve
mute.
the problem.
Hey, fuck
we
you.
would start a new problem.
That's- yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't want to play today anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you guys responded relatively truthfully to the questioning. Saying why you thought you may have been arrested. You weren't entirely sure about the whole thing. Danny just brought up the fact that vampires are very particular about certain things, and so you guys got in trouble. The werewolves are a little confused, admittedly. But you guys brought up how you worked for certain folks in the capital, namely Michael and Irene. And as they were kind of trying to figure out what they were doing with you, Louis, the little rat man, saved the day, and he vouched for you guys, saying that you were trustworthy and allies to the cause, whatever the cause happened to be. And you guys were pretty much right before you were dismissed. Danny, you were able to take Squishy and knock his gemstone out and give it to Louis, for which he was very thankful. And you seem to have stirred the crowd a little bit. But yeah, you guys were dismissed. Tor, you took some time to heal the wounds of the cart crash. It was not exactly the prettiest stop when you slammed into that tree. So like 2 hours and change.
It was epic, though.
It was epic. It was really fucking cool. Yeah, you guys healed each other, got that taken care of, and then His High Holiness Calocrav visited you guys. You guys noted that Michael wanted you to murder him. Not that you even knew it was him in the first place, but he's like, oh, that was me. And he returned, he left after kind of thinking about it. He came back by himself and seemingly trusting all of you. He kind of detailed how the People's Party and House Trifu seemed to work together. And thus he was very confused as to, the whole ambush part and, how Captain Mihail would tell them about being shot a few times later, mostly just laughing it off as something that just happens.
Tuesdays, am I right?
That's right. And he asked you guys to go retrieve the moon crystal, which you reported had been sent to hell after your academic friend made a deal and then also went to hell. So
Webs inside webs.
Webs inside webs inside webs.
Idiots atop idiots atop idiots.
Yeah, that's right. You're surrounded by them.
Something of a fucking idiot myself.
Yeah.
And so he thought about
But I
it.
do like to smash things.
That's true. And he told you guys to head to Calcrapa on the east coast, just to catch a ship and head up to Sharith Abtisa, where he had contacts that he would warn or really tell about you, I suppose. Not necessarily. Maybe warn about you.
It
I'm
might
not
be
really
warn.
sure. Yeah,
Very
maybe.
idiots.
It really depends.
Warning: there's a band of roving idiots coming your way. Be on the lookout.
Very
You'll know
particular.
them.
Very particular.
You'll find them
roving idiots.
easily.
The danger is a certain size and shape. um, and he gave you guys a sealed scroll. Told you not to open it until you were at sea.
I was not trusted with it, which
It's
is
true. You were not.
rude.
He just said that he would send word to his friends in Calcrapa and just to not get caught, essentially. After that, Azalea, you did some questioning of Droppa, the guard, about the mercenary group that you guys had passed and the imaginary, definitely not real unicorn that the leader was riding. You guys were brought some food by an upright crocodile or upright alligator.
Upright alligator.
Yeah, she was a were crocodile, but you're right, it was upright alligator. I wrote it down.
In a
too.
while, crocodile. See you later, alligator.
It's been a while.
You guys were able to sleep through the evening. You were provided a week's worth of rations, and then Droppa and Boars, the giant werebear, escorted you guys out.
More like a Care Bear.
He's
not.
He took
Well,
good
he
care
cares
of you,
about some things.
and he did
I
not
was
kill
waiting for you to hug him.
He was much larger than Cyra, like
Maybe times.
three or four times ish, maybe.
Just like right on his leg.
Yeah,
Hello, sir.
Like an Ewok on an AT-AT leg or ATST leg.
that's right. Yep. She
Just
is
waiting to be carried around.
the approximate correct size.
Oh my god. I am.
Yeah.
I love it.
We got a Yoda size and we got an Ewok size.
It's perfect. You guys headed out through the woods, led by the expert, Azalea, stealthily moving through the woods. And as you got out onto the grasslands towards the evening time, you guys heard some wolf howls in the distance. And you ended up finding like a kind of a depression in the land that had a small spring and some trees, and you're like, you know what, let's stay in the grass. So you guys backed up, stayed in the grass. You guys barely
More like
got
this
any
shit
sleep.
light on fire.
That's right. You guys barely got any sleep at all. When Danny, you were on watch and you heard some howls, which also woke Tor up. And Tor picked you up and kind of used you like a periscope. But you guys
Totally
found
northern.
a roving vampiric mist,
Good.
and which you were able to slay.
Oh, Paddington.
So, as Danny managed to slay it with his alchemist fire, it exploded everywhere. And there was some natural ones involved. Cyra did her best to prestidigitate the fire out, but was unsuccessful, as there was just way too much flaming debris. As the blobs of like this red foam explode kind of outward and coat the grass. Yeah, it's not great. And at this point, this fire is spreading quickly. The only clear ground now is thankfully in the direction you were going to travel anyway, to your east. And you can hear some howling still over the kind of the crackling of the flames. And yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I'm
Run.
going to run east. Away from the fire, since I don't actually know what direction that is.
That's fair.
That's all I know.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
So you guys flee eastward. It is pretty easy to tell where it is because the moon is rising. It's not quite full, but the howling of wolves kind of intensifies as you sprint now for your lives as this fire grows from just a small little blaze to a full-on brush fire in not even a minute. As a breeze begins to swirl.
Must be in Far Cry 2.
Yeah. The wind picks up just in time to
To set everything
to
on
set
fire.
everything on fire.
Totally normal. Totally normal
yes.
things that happen. I don't
The
know.
fire closes up on you as you're running. Azalea picking up the front. Really, she has very long legs. But over the next 15 minutes or so, the fire begins to close, and then as the wind changes again, it backs off a little bit, and then gets closer, and then backs off. And you guys just keep hauling. You're sprinting. There's a red glow at your backs now. You got a white light kind of before you as the moon is nearing full. And panic has given you a little bit of strength, but you guys have been moving all day. It is extremely tired. You guys are tired. But the wind kind of seems to settle on a direction, and it's coming off of the sea. And it's kind of blowing in your faces. So it seems to give you a little bit of a reprieve for now from the fire. Though the glow doesn't fade, you seem like you're gaining ground away from it. And though you don't really feel safe here, especially after being attacked and the fire and everything, you can at least feel like you can slow down a little bit, maybe take a breather, and everything kind of gets quiet again. Is there anything you guys want to do? It is like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock at night, somewhere like that. It's been dark for a while.
I'd like to not die.
If we're slowing down, I'm gonna like properly pack up my tent and everything in my bedroll. I've just been like shuffling everything with me as much as possible. Yeah, not terribly fast as it is.
Yeah.
I want to like remove that obstacle, pack all my shit up.
Throw it all in your pack and get your things all taken care of properly. Okay. Is there anything else anybody wants to do in particular while you're traveling? Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just trying to move? Are you guys trying to move at double pace? What are you trying to do?
Well, I definitely don't think we're worried about being really that stealthy right now. We've basically given away our position with a huge fire, and we're trying to get away from it.
I actually imagine the fire is just such a big, like, spectacle and threat that most people aren't going to care about 4 little wanderers. And I imagine it's spreading in such a way that while you could easily find the center point, I won't even say easily, while you could probably eventually detect and determine the center point, finding out where we went. I agree we don't need to stealth, but I think it's because the fire is such a big threat. Anything about is going to be more concerned with not burning. Unless the threat is a fire thing. In which case we'll go fuck ourselves.
Turns out Danny summoned 5 fire elementals, and
they're his friends now.
There's going to be a volcano, and you're all going to die. That's how it's going to happen.
I mean, we are all going to die eventually.
Rocks fall, you all die. Now, there just happen to be rocks that are on fire.
From the volcano.
Yeah, so you guys continue to press eastward, though now
the moonworm falls on us.
Yeah, that's right. Now, it's more slow than your previous frantic pace, but yeah, you're not trying to worry about stealth or any of that sort of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of, it's still dry. It's still dry grass. It's all crunching. You got that orange glow.
This is all flat land.
It's like kind of generally flat. There's very little bit of rolling hill, but like no hill is greater than like 10 or 15 feet tall, if you can even call it a hill.
Just kind of prairie.
Yeah.
It's Texas. Got it.
It's anywhere from North Dakota to Texas in that giant multi-thousand-mile area, yes.
Flat.
The grass is slightly shorter here than it was earlier, just under Cyra's chin. And you taller folk can kind of see quite some distance, actually, under the moonlight. Not that there's much to see here. It's mostly just grass, weirdly enough. Yeah, the air is cold, and it's getting colder as the year kind of starts to drag on here. You're mid-fall time now, getting towards winter. And yeah, you can pick up the moisture of the sea breeze. And let's see. How long do you guys want to walk? Like, how far do you want to go? Do you just want to keep going until you find a safe spot? Do you want to just kind of set up camp wherever seems nice? It's maybe like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the evening now.
Are there any defining features that we come across, or is it just a sea of grass?
You can roll a perception check if you want.
7.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, you're pretty short, man. It's pretty hard to see too far over the grass. But Azalea being up front and being a little bit speedier than the rest of them, you notice that there is kind of this it's hard to tell under the moonlight, but like a dark ribbon kind of cutting across the ground out in front of you. It's running north to south. Just based on
Looks
what.
pretty good, dragon.
Yeah, right. God, that'd be cool if we could have some. Hey, bring us some.
He doesn't love us.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
bring me one.
It's fine. He's just gonna keep himself muted while he's talking. It's fine. See how it is.
I muted myself for your benefit.
I know. I appreciate that.
Probably- I
Foolish
had-
decision, really.
I had nothing good to say.
Uh-huh.
It was all hateful.
But
I'm
yes,
sorry.
Azalea, based
Just
on
re-
what you know of this area, this appears to be the old Imperial Highway running north to south. But yeah, that seems to
Lore
be
question.
the only.
Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
On the map,
Uh-huh.
are the solid lines
Ah.
the old Imperial Highway and the dashed lines newer roads?
Yes. So the solid lines are old Imperial Highway. And dash lines would be either newer roads or maybe more local roads.
Cool.
Are they country roads that'll take me home?
I don't think
To
they'll
the place
take.
where I belong?
I don't think it'll take you home necessarily, but they'll take somebody home. you don't
If home is death.
you don't feel particularly at home in this place.
Oh, weird.
Maybe it is where you belong, but it ain't home. But yeah, Azalea, you don't see any like traffic on the road. You kind of slow your pace a little bit, but yeah, what do you see the road in front of you? What do you guys want to do?
Do you point the
I
road out?
found the road, guys.
Okay. I was like, please keep it a secret. That's really funny.
Thought about
Well,
it.
Do we
Should we
have
follow
do we
it?
have a map?
You
Were we
actually
provided one?
you actually have one that had been provided to you. You really only noticed this in the evening when you kind of settled down. It's more of a rough sketch than a real map, but it was with your rations that the werewolves had provided. So yeah, you do have a very rough idea of where you are. Somewhere north of the capital, somewhere east of Lupadore, and up against the north-south running road.
So if we're gonna avoid Necroy and Loch Immortuous, it kind of looks like we should go north on the road
Marlena, we're getting a. Thank you.
from me. Sorry, bud. Can we go north on the road till it hits that river? That should take us north of everything. Follow the river, then cut east, and then back down south for Calocrav. I know it's the long way, but they said avoid Necroy and Loch Immortuous.
We also supposed to avoid roads.
We don't have to be on the road. Just using it as kind of a guiding feature.
Okay.
Does it look like we can? Is it look like there's maybe spots where we could lay down or hide if we did see somebody along the road?
The grass is definitely tall enough that if you guys laid down, you'd be fairly well hidden, especially at night. During the daytime, it might be a little more obvious that there's like crushed grass, but even then, if you go 10, 15 feet off the road, nobody's going to see you.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Looks like we could probably hide if we needed to. We could lay down on the grass.
Or just travel offset from the road,
Right. Yeah. And we
keeping
can.
it in sight, maybe, or vaguely following. Or
Yeah.
we could just from here go straight north to the river, ignoring the road entirely. Because we've got a goodish idea of where we are. Will the fire allow us to cut straight north?
Looking around now, yeah, it looks like it should. The wind is now just coming out of the east, blowing west. It looks like the fire is not going to be a problem for you anymore.
Well, someone else's problem. But
That's a good point. And just as a
Some green dragon somewhere.
yeah, yep. And as you guys are kind of looking around and try to get a general idea of where you are, let's see. Nobody has any lore for that. The best you can
yeah,
probably
what lore can we roll?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I can make you guys roll for this. There's got to be a knowledge check for this. Let me see. Unless somebody actually has cartography, which I'm pretty sure none of you do.
Next time.
Somebody could try a society check to kind of figure out more of where they are, just to be able to read a map and figure that out. Go ahead, Danny.
That's me. 22.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, so you're probably more southeast of the Wolf's Wood, and southwest of Lacamortuous and north of Necroy. So, kind of in that midpoint of that triangle. But that's
Why?
what's up.
I am so sorry. I constantly lose this map.
It is October 8th in the Pathfinder 2E group me. Group me, not Discord.
Not in Discord. Okay.
Correct.
Not in Discord. Well, it might be in Discord, but I haven't
It
found
is in Discord. It's also on the share drive.
That I can't. I don't even know how I lost access to that, or how I lost a link.
That's
to
okay.
It. I don't know.
It happens. I get it. It's totally
October
fine.
10th. Okay, cool. We are between the triangle. Say the three places we're between again, please.
You're like southeast of the Wolf's Wood, southwest of Lacamortuous, and north of Necroy. Just based on your travel and how you feel like you had gone, that's your best guess.
So, I think maybe we should avoid Necroy, and there's probably baddies in the lake. Cutting across the plains, I suppose, east to Calcrapa. I don't want to follow a road at this point.
So what's the decision here? Azalea, do you have any thoughts on this?
The fastest way.
Usually a straight line between 2 points.
Yeah, whatever the straight line is going to be.
Unless you can teleport.
Which would be a space-time. Anyway, no, I'm not getting into it.
Just waiting.
Space-time configuration.
Yeah, that would be a space-time direct line. Still a straight line.
What if I decide to go to different planes between? It's still faster than
Could be.
straight there.
Yeah. What are you guys gonna do here?
I thought they said not to, but maybe I misunderstood.
They
No.
told you not to go to Necroy and not to go to the lake, but beyond that, they just kind of warned you of that general area in general. So.
Okay. Yeah, let's just be quick and not and as inconspicuous as four of us.
Conspicuous
can be.
people.
Yeah, as inconspicuous as four highly conspicuous people are capable of.
Okay.
It's a steady march.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you guys don't see any movement on the road. So yeah, you just kind of dart across the road as quick as you can. And you guys kind of enter that tall grass on the other side and try to disappear as quickly as you can. And your eyes kind of strain for any sign of movement. All you can smell here now that the adrenaline is kind of worn down a little bit. Just the dry grass, the dirt, the salt on the wind, and you also realize you all kind of stink a little bit. Your ears can't hear much of anything, just the movement of the air and the wind from the sea. Yet, Cyra, you hear something else on the wind that something the others have not experienced. There's a slight whistle on the wind, a deepening sound that's just barely there, nearly silent. But Cyra, you recognize that there are wings on the night air, approaching you
That was going to be my question.
swiftly. You can't really.
Is it the Nazgul?
You can't. You can't really figure out what direction it's coming from, but it's coming quickly.
I hear something on wings. We need to hide immediately. I'm worried it's coming here, but I don't know where it's coming from. And so I'm going to immediately take what cover I can and hide.
Okay, roll stealth check. If people are also hiding, roll stealth checks.
I'll try, but I don't know.
I rolled an 11.
24.
I got a natural one.
Well,
Nice. Okay. And yeah, you guys did great. You guys did
Fucking
great.
rogue I am.
I did okay.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Tor, the big guy that practically glows, yeah, he did okay. The rest of you guys were like, panicking.
The little guys that are already below the grass
Yeah. Hoping the grass will give you some cover.
from somebody that's above us. Probably not going to work too well.
Yeah. Let's see. And as the rest of them are attempting to find cover, Tor, you're actually the one who finds cover, and are the only one who's actually able to have time to look up and notice what happens. So the rest of you are just kind of ducking. But I need everybody, before I describe this to Tor, to roll a will save.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's pretty decent. 24.
7.
Okay. What did you get there?
All right,
Cyra?
I thought I was on push to talk, but when I pushed, it didn't talk. I rolled a 23.
Nice.
And Azalea?
I only got an 18.
Okay. All of you are frightened 4.
Holy fucking ball sacks.
Yeah, so it's just it's a big old -4 to all of your status penalty equal to the value to all checks and DCs. So -4 to pretty much everything. And it reduces each turn. But yeah, you guys, as you're starting to kind of panic and try to find cover, this overwhelming fear, you don't even know what from. Cyra, at least you can hear the wings. The rest of you just kind of feel it in your gut. And you cower down into the grass. And Tor, you see this dark shape just kind of slice across the moon, kind of coming out of like
Is it Krampus?
the north. Yeah, almost. Not quite that time of year, but like northeast-ish direction, kind of comes across the moon and kind of turns over out to the west. And you see these leathery wings holding aloft a speeding dragon. Its scales are as black as the abyss between the stars. The sinuous form passes fairly swiftly. The grass is blown down by the force of the creature's passing, which kind of reveals all of you. But it doesn't seem like it's paying any attention to you, as you actually hear the loud crack of a tree that you had not seen in the distance, snapping as the beast passes westward now, toward the red glow of the burning fields behind you. Even as you cower, the beast is nearly out of sight, Tor. It's so fast. Maybe you've got 3 or 4 seconds of you see it and it's gone. But just before it disappears, all of you hear this. Not a rumbling like a roar you would expect out of a dragon, but an unsettling hiss. The sound slithering into your minds, conjuring terror, as the glow in the west actually darkens, like the light dims out in that direction. And you hear some strange sounds from that direction. It's too broken by the wind to really pick up what it is, but you hear something, and after about 30 seconds, it just goes silent. And at that time, your fright quickly wears off. But yeah, what do you guys want to do?
What was that?
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I have no idea. That was terrifying.
We keep our heads low, and we sneak the rest of the way and try not to get caught.
I don't think it was after us.
Clearly, otherwise I don't think we'd be here to talk about it.
Yeah, I think we should actually move faster. Creeping is slow. Or sneaking
We don't
is
know.
slow.
We don't know what else is out here that wants to get us, though, either.
Did anybody see it? My head was down.
Just a quick, terrifying glimpse, I think. It was gone in a second. I can't even believe that it could move that fast.
Are you willing to describe it, or are you intentionally not describing it? This is me out
Hard
of
to
character.
describe. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, Tor doesn't really know. He just saw a black shape, and
Okay.
it was gone.
Yep.
I wanted to roll genealogy on it. I wanted to know if it was Brildas.
It's a name I haven't heard in a while.
All right, Ben Kenobi.
Yep. Okay, so are you guys running, or are you trying to sneak? What are you trying to do here?
Well,
Well, if we run, we better make it quick.
Yeah, I'm voting running.
all right.
Okay.
I mean, I'm okay with running, and then I just want to keep my eyes out for some place to stop because eventually we're gonna get tired and it's getting pretty late.
Okay. So you guys start running, hauling ass, as the moon, seemingly unperturbed by all of this, all of
Weird.
the insignificance of your lives and the things happening down here, continues
Less depressive.
its kind of graceful rise into the starry sky, lighting the rolling grasslands ahead of you as the shadow that had passed over you kind of lightens. And though the red glow behind you has dimmed, it's some time before you even would consider feeling safe. But Tor, you have a point, and you guys are getting pretty tired. If somebody wants to roll a survival check, they can keep their eyes out for somewhere to at least set up for the night.
I got a 19.
Okay. Your flight to the east continues, and you search for some shelter. Tor, being pretty damn tall, you have a little bit more of a visual range than the rest of them. And Azalea, let's see, does Azalea spot this? Azalea does not spot this because she is too busy running. You are in that state of mind where you are just going. You are just fucking going. You are tired and exhausted, and you're just trying to go. And but Tor, you notice that there is a slightly taller hill than the rest of them. It's short, but it's fairly wide, and it has you can see like a jumble of rocks and stones up at the top of it. But that seems to be
Is
the
it a
only
barrow?
shelter. Cyra, you are too short. You cannot see it.
That's fair.
Guys, follow me. There might be some place we can stop up here. And I'll lead them up to the what I saw,
Okay.
and we'll take a look around, or I'll take a look around to see if we can make it into a shelter or at least a defensible position to sleep.
Yeah, you guys are exhausted, and you guys, you come up to this hill, and you realize that it's just random rocks. They are actual hewn stones, stones that had been worked by presumably mortal hands, they form like a rough oval. The ground is covered in like actually really short grass here, not even up to Cyra's shins, short. Yeah, there may have once been a large structure here at some point, but it has been long since any person has been here. There's no obvious signs of anybody living here or staying here. It's just windswept, and one wall, maybe like 4 feet tall and 10 feet wide, seems to be the only like the best preserved part of this place. It's on like the north side. You see that there's a broken staircase as well, kind of up against that wall. It's like 3 or 4 stairs high. It doesn't go very much higher than like 3 or 4 feet. That seemingly once went to another level. There's no water anywhere obviously visible, but you see that there's a lonely cottonwood tree on the southeastern side of the ruin. It's golden autumn leaves, almost glowing in the moonlight, and it's a very short and twisted tree, but you'd think you would be able to defend it. You can see and now that you're up here, you can see for a few miles, and you can still see the road toward the edge of your vision in the moonlight. But Cyra has a question. Go ahead.
Can I detect magic on the tree?
Sure.
You just describe it very romantically, and so I want to know if it's a magic tree.
Ooh.
Well.
No, romantic with a capital R.
It is.
Get away from yourself.
It is simply a tree.
Okay.
There's no magic in the tree or the area of the tree.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems like even though there's that one wall that's a pretty good windbreak, there are enough tumbled stones that are 3 feet tall that you can probably lay down next to them as windbreaks.
I think we can use this place. This is pretty fascinating. If I wasn't so tired, I'd wanna research this. This is pretty cool. But
Well,
I'll take first watch, and
do you want me to take first watch so you can rest, and then on your watch you can also appreciate it?
no, I'll take the first watch, and then I'll wake you up next.
Okay.
Dan- oh, go ahead.
If I like arrange my tent on the wall portion, if I stretch it out instead of folding it over, could I shelter more people?
Yeah, you could fit
It's been a
like 2
long day.
people under there. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe even
I
3 if
have-
you squish together.
If 2 of us are small,
Yeah, it's true.
if anybody wants to join, I have some extra space. And I'm gonna leave it at that and climb into my bedroll.
I'm gonna set up my own tent though.
I'm gonna
To the
crawl in
surprise
there.
of no one.
Okay. Cool. So you guys like quickly pass out. Azalea, yeah, you set up your tent and you lay down and you're out. Cyra, you're like setting yours up, and Danny, you go over and kind of help out, and it's shelter, and you know the comfort of these people who are doing all these weird, crazy things. You're at least able to both of you fall asleep fairly quickly. And Tor,
Paddington's exhausted too.
Paddington is also a very sleepy boy. But Tor, as you are kind of just setting up for your watch, I need you to roll a perception check.
24.
So the moon continues its slow rise, and there's strange shadows cast through the grasslands, and you can see the kind of the waves of the purple grass out you're in like the middle of the ocean almost. Reminds you of the times that you've been on a ship sailing, and it's a strange feeling to be on land and feel like you're on the sea. But for now, it's peaceful. There's nothing in particular that draws your attention. You kind of do a circle, kind of on the outside of it, just walking around. There's nothing of particular interest. Like you said, you'd be a little more interested if you weren't so exhausted, but your watch passes without particular incident.
Okay. Then I'll wake up Sarah next.
Yeah, you go over to her little tent. You shake her awake. Okay.
Sarah. It's your turn. Yeah. I'm ready for some rest.
I'm gonna spend my time kind of. I want the best vantage point I can. I'm very small, so that's difficult, but it's probably going to be a lot of walking around.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. Tor, you just like conk out, man. You are so done. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb
Not in
underneath
that one.
her spread
Okay.
out tent.
Okay.
I rolled. It is an 11 though.
Okay.
Danny's little spoon.
Cyra, you do your greatest job of walking around, and you feel pretty proud of yourself, being able to patrol the area and not run into anything foul. Nothing besets you in the evening. There's nothing accosting you as you are. You climb up the stair a little bit and like pull yourself up onto the wall to look around, and some of the rocks crumble and fall, but don't wake up any of your comrades, and you're like, okay, maybe that wasn't the best idea. You go over to the tree, and you're not entirely convinced it's not magical, and you like kind of knock on the trunk for a second. Just a normal tree.
He knocks back.
I talk to it.
What do you say to the tree?
Are you a magical tree? We could use some help.
The quiet is
Oppressive.
oppressive, and it's almost mocking you, really. The wind picks up ever so slightly, just for a second, and you think maybe that the trees leaves rustle at you, but really it's just maybe the gods laughing at you. You're not entirely sure.
I choose optimism,
That's
also known as idiocy.
right. Is there anything else you want to do on your shift?
Everything around. No.
Okay, who are you waking up?
I'll wake up Danny. He's probably going to be woken up by me moving anyway, so it seems efficient.
Ah,
Your turn,
all right.
bud.
Okay.
Danny, roll a perception check, my dude.
Please
Is
don't
there-
roll a 4.
Is there any place I can sit that's kind of elevated a little bit?
You see that broken staircase and the slightly crumbled wall, which was a little more built
Not
up the
as
last time you
crumbled.
saw it. Not, yeah. You could probably sit up there if you're careful. Otherwise, there's like a tiny, almost like a slight mound in the middle, like an extra foot tall, maybe.
I'll sit at the top of the stairs and
Okay.
look around, and then I'll do my. Yeah, is that cool?
Yeah. Yep.
Then-
Perfectly fine.
Perception.
Yep.
15.
Is there anything you wanted to do during your shift?
So sit at the top of the stairs and see if anything stands out. I'm sure we still got a little bit of a red glow to the west.
Yeah, just a
I'm
little
assuming.
bit. Yep.
Do I see anything else out across the grass?
There's no movement. There's nothing.
Okay.
It's quiet.
Then I guess I'll get down at some point, and I want to kind of walk around, and I'm looking for like, are there bugs and stuff, or is it like just completely fallow? Not fallow because there's grass in it, but like, does it seem like things are alive here?
It's not necessarily barren. But you can roll another perception check if you want.
14.
Yeah, there's some bugs, mostly. The problem is it's really cold. It's not quite freezing yet, but it's getting there. So the ones you do, if you really want to look, you have to like kind of lift up some rocks, and there's some like worms and some centipedes and whatnot. But you expect that you won't be able to find anything like this for much longer unless you start like digging. Is there anything like? Are you looking for like a meal, or like is there a particular
I'm
reason?
so fascinated also.
Maybe I'll just eat a worm, just a snack.
Okay. Yeah, it's
You know.
a little gritty,
Gummy worm.
but
I
yeah,
mean, I've lived in the duper hell, so I mean, worms
Yeah.
worms are good.
yeah, it's
And
it's
do it like a spaghetti noodle, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
Why would you say that?
that's all I'm gonna do. Sorry.
Danny, I need you to roll a D100 for me.
Oh
Ooh.
no. Uh-oh. Did I eat a vampire worm?
The tapeworm.
97.
You ate the eldest god. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Yeah, so as you kind of like circle around this ruin, looking for bugs under rocks, you're like lifting things, and you end up like crossing through the center, and you find that the soil there specifically is soft, and you actually feel the ground as you like you lower a rock and you're slurping your worm, so to speak, and you step back and you feel the ground actually like kind of like bow underneath your foot. It's like
Ground
it's like
bows
it's
to
like
you.
it's like warping underneath your foot. It's kind of strange. And you like kind of step off of it. But yeah, it seems to be
Oh,
like
God.
the center of this
Nope.
area.
Nope. I'm gonna try to get away from it. Is it like liquid? Does it feel like it's kind of like a liquefaction kind of thing, or is it hollow?
It feels like there's something maybe like a hollow underneath there.
Nope. I'm just gonna like get away from it as quickly as possible.
Okay. Cool.
Am I waking up Azalea?
It's getting toward what you would expect to be morning now.
Okay.
So
So I can wake everybody up?
you could, yeah. It's the moon is not quite setting yet, but you can start to see the clouds are starting to roll back in to cover the land. So yeah, it's just about morning time.
We don't. Oh gosh, yeah, we probably don't want to start a fire for like breakfast or anything. We'll just eat rations. I don't know. I'm just gonna go back to my bedroll and prep my potions for the day.
Okay.
Do you wake anybody up?
Nope.
Fair enough.
Do I wake up as I am in the tent with him?
Mostly like toward the end of his preparations, as the clouds cover up the moon and the stars. It's like it's morning time now, and this is kind of what you're used to is morning time. And you hear some like potion bottles kind of clinking a little bit as he's kind of prepping his stuff, and you
Hey,
more naturally
Cyra.
wake up.
Hey,
Cyra, there's a squishy spot in the dirt out there. I don't know if you'd be interested in that. Maybe there's something in it.
Tor, you hear them
What?
talking, and you wake up because you're also in that tent. Azalea, you're kind of on your own, and you're still conked out.
there's a
That's-
squishy spot?
Yeah, it's squishy. Like I
Like
stood
for
on it.
squishy?
Like maybe it's hollow or something that's squishy. I don't know. If you want to get into it, it's all up to you. But I think it kind of scares me.
Do I? Does that mean anything to me? That there's a hollow spot in these ruins?
What lore do you have again, Tor?
Architecture and vampire.
You could roll an
Kobold
architecture
lore?
and
And
yeah,
it's-
you could try
oh,
kobold
sorry.
lore as well if you
I
want,
was gonna
Cyra.
say it's something about the underground.
Yeah.
18.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah, I mean, in a ruin as old as this one appears, it's possible that there may have been an underground segment to this ruin, and
Like a larder, maybe?
it's possible that something like a larder or a well had been covered up and dirt had blown on it and then grass had grown on it, and it's clearly been a long time, but whatever is covering it is not solid, not like
Yeah.
not like rock or stone.
I got a total of 10. Does that give me any additional detail?
It's best not to dig straight down into it because you might fall into a void. But like
Probably good
other
that
than that,
you didn't stand on it, Danny. It's probably like a whale or something. Like you could have fallen straight down, and then we'd need Lassie to come find you.
Okay,
Well-
but now I've found that it exists, and I kind of like need to know.
Well, start digging outwards, and then slowly dig towards the center so you can find where the opening's at.
Okay.
Maybe
Is there like a stick or anything I
2 or
can
3
use as a
feet.
shovel?
there's like a broken branch near the tree that you can kind of like stab at the ground a little bit. You've got claws.
You can use my faux shard if you want. Just be careful. Don't let it go.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use this fish shard. I'm gonna start poking.
So Azalea, you
I
you
gotta
start to
know.
hear the sounds of soil moving and your compatriots talking, and so you awaken at this point.
Did we rest enough to clear our drain condition?
Yes.
Yes.
Those of you who were drained are no longer drained. Ouch.
Or max goes back to max.
But you do not get that health. You get the health points of your
From the rest.
con mod times your level. And if it doesn't get you to full, that sucks. You're not at full.
But you do know a healer in the party.
No, I'm
2
full.
of them.
So Azalea, what are you doing at this point? As you see Cyra like digging with a pochard in the middle of the ruin.
I'm just gonna poke my head out. And I'm gonna go back in my tent. I don't want any part of this.
And I'll use the 10 minutes or whatever to heal myself or try to heal myself back to full
Okay,
with
and,
my tools
and you get to take your
using the assurance.
yeah, you get to take your 15 for it. Yeah, you're able to do that.
I'm gonna help Cyra. I'm gonna take a pitten,
Yeah, yep.
and kind of poke around the edges. Not like I'm not gonna go to the middle, but I'm gonna poke the edges and see if I can find the void.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys start poking around and cutting around and pulling up clumps of grass and whatnot, and you see what appears to be crumbling wood, maybe that once covered this thing, whatever it was.
There's wood.
It's very, very old, and it doesn't take much for it to kind of like break and come off in chunks as you guys are like removing
Do you
dirt.
think that means it's more or less likely to be a well? I kind of think less likely, but I don't know much about wells.
I think less likely because typically those would be made out of stone, although they might have some wooden
Like a
structure.
cover?
Yeah, either a cover or maybe a support beam so you could lower
Mm.
down your bucket.
Yes.
So it depends kind of where that wood is in relation to the whole well. Very interested. So yeah, if you want to keep digging, let's do it. I got some rope here too that I could tie off to you and I could tie to me. That way, should the worst happen, you won't fall all the way to the bottom of wherever this is at.
Seems good. I'm gonna tie it like across my body and throw the other end to him.
Okay,
I'll tie it off around my waist.
cool.
I'll be an anchor.
Yeah. So Cyra and Danny, you guys keep digging. Do you are you trying to like dig under the wood, or are you just trying to remove the wood? Seems to be on top of Well, the area like you stepped on it. It looks like you stepped on the wood and it bowed. So you're trying to come in from the side, from the top, from an angle. What are you trying to do?
I want to find the boundaries of the wood.
Okay. Danny, are you trying to do that too?
Yeah, the boundaries and come in from the side.
Okay.
Basically, just assist. I'll assist Cyra if that helps with any future rolls.
It is like a very rough circle piece of wood, maybe a few inches thick. It looks like maybe 4 or 5 feet across, and in diameter.
Couple of me, got it.
Yep. Yeah, like a you and a half, or almost 2 of you. Maybe one of, not even one of Tor. just short of one of
Nice.
Azalea. Almost 2 Dannys.
2 Dannies.
A Danny and a Cyra, maybe.
Measure things in Dannies now.
That's right.
Listen, we are Americans. We will use literally anything but the metric system.
1.5 Dannys. Okay. Yeah, you're able to find the boundaries of it. Like I said, it's clearly so ancient that as you even find the boundaries, you're breaking it into small chunks.
I want to try to use the blade of the shard to get under it and lift it.
Make a strength check.
Oh no.
But you've got leverage.
I'm helping.
You are.
So a 4 without Danny's help, presumably a 6 with his help.
Yeah, so even with the leverage that you have, you realize you found the boundaries of this circle, but there's still a bunch of soil on top that you haven't really gotten rid of
Tor,
yet, and it's a pretty heavy piece of wood, even if it is old.
Will you help?
Sure.
Go ahead and
Does
roll a
I can't
strength
move it.
check, Tor. Or what? Go ahead. What were you gonna ask?
I was just going to ask, does this seem basically like prehistory, kind of like the other runes that we've been in?
This seems. Ooh, based on your knowledge, you can make another architecture lore once you tell me what this strength roll was.
11 for the strength roll.
Okay.
And then for the architecture, a dirty 20.
Okay, so this is probably first era, so definitely not prehistory, but certainly a few thousand years old. You're running at maybe 2,007 or 800 years. Definitely ancient by all means. But yeah, you're able, as you're kind of thinking about this, the 3 of you are.
Ancient hole worked out so well.
You're
Right.
still in your tent. You don't know what's happening.
That's true. Yeah, you decided you want to know part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one was the reason for it, so I'm just gonna continue to mind my own business.
We are your business. You're gonna let us make these choices.
Azalea, you hear them all kind of huffing and puffing, and then you hear something shifting, like wood and gravel kind of grinding together as you guys you don't really lift it up and try to flip it. Mostly you just kind of lift it up and rotate it slightly. And yeah, this kind of stale air kind of wafts out a little bit, and it disperses pretty quickly. But yeah, you discover.
I'm gonna look around and see what you guys are up to.
Yeah, so Azalea at this point sticks her head out of the tent. Do you come out of the tent, or are you just watching?
I'm gonna come out, but I'm not gonna get I'm just gonna. What are these idiots up to?
Oh, no, these are mine.
Three Stooges.
Yeah, so the inside of what once might have been a larder or maybe a really small or short well, or some hidey hole or something, is now revealed to you guys in the growing, cloudy daylight. Inside, you guys, this is pretty easy to see, except for Azalea, who is kind of hanging back. The 3 of you guys see a dull brown mummy, mummified remains of a person.
Might be a burial chamber?
Looking at it, you see that it's actually got a leather armor on that's surprisingly well preserved. Including, it's gaunt. You see its gaunt left hand. It's mostly the skin is shrunken around the bones. You see its left fist is clenched tight around something. And its right arm is kind of hugging its midsection. And you see that there's some sort of cylinder that it's hugging against its chest. But that's let's see. So
I am
Considering how
physically
well preserved
quivering.
this is,
I'm physically quivering with the restraint required not to immediately jump in and investigate.
given how well preserved that the body is, considering it's been here for 2,500 years, is there anything magical down there, Cyra?
I'll cast Detect Magic.
yes, there is some magic in there. Somewhere. Can't really pinpoint it.
I want to get
You
closer.
are so excited, Cyra, that you legitimately you cast a spell. You see that there's something magical. Don't even care. You now it's like 5 or 6 feet deep. So you carefully, not carefully, just kind of jump in.
I try so hard to be careful and instead.
And the ground, you realize that the walls are are stacked stone. What you would expect of an underground hole. But yeah, it's very, very dry in here, and yeah, you're in the hole with this mummy. This mummy is humanoid. It was probably 5.5 feet tall-ish, but it's sitting and leaning up against one of the walls.
I'm not going to touch it, but I want to look at what it's holding. What is the cylinder?
Okay.
Is there any writing anywhere?
So before we get to that, Tor, you watch her jump down into the hole. You're still tied to her. You're tied together, but there's enough rope that there's still plenty of slack. So you're not pulled in.
Yeah, it's like a 50-foot piece of rope.
Yeah. So Tor, what are you doing as you kind of watch her jump in?
Be careful, and I'm just gonna watch.
Danny, what are you doing?
Does Dungeoneering give me any kind of insight on what this is, or
Sure, you can roll that if you want. Sure.
preservation techniques or
Yeah.
something crazy? Yeah. That is a 27.
Huh.
Nice.
Okay. So best that you can tell, this is probably naturally mummified. Just how dry it is here, and just in general, that things that are kept in a dry place, or rather, not humid place, tend to mummify. So this guy has probably been here for fucking ever, but there's no obvious traps. There's nothing obvious that killed this guy. This mummy probably starved to death, or dehydrated to death, probably.
Is this a normal burial practice for this area?
No. You guys know that this guy is clearly died in some form of either distress or was hiding or something like that.
Punishment? Or does it look
We
like
may have been
hiding?
punished.
Or maybe punishment. It's possible. Azalea, what are you doing? You just see Cyra just jump into this hole. Danny's just looking at it.
Never come back.
Sending positive thoughts her way, but no prayers because the gods don't exist.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Sure. So, Cyra, you don't see any obvious writing on anything. There's nothing you're so enchanted by this, mostly just out of pure curiosity.
Everything seems okay.
Out of yeah. So you see that again.
Not dead yet.
The left hand is closed in a fist, and then the right one is hugged around this cylinder. Are you gonna try to remove the cylinder? It looks like
No.
it's made of leather, maybe.
No, the last time we touched the thing, bad shit happened. I don't want to move or remove anything. I just want to investigate as closely as I can.
You were just way too excited. You're gonna have to take a minute to calm the fuck down before you can really look at anything. So Cyra is practically vibrating down in here, it's so cool. The rest of you, so Danny, you've kind of thought this over, and it doesn't, it doesn't look like anything's gonna hurt you immediately. So what are you doing, Danny?
I'll look over at Tor and, hey Tor, would it be bad to maybe take something from him? Is that that cylinder? That it's interesting. Maybe there's something that can help us get through the grasslands and out of here.
Maybe. I mean, it's not like he was put down there to rest. I mean, this is not normal death or burial procedures. So potentially, we could also wake something up if it's cursed. I don't know. 50, 90.
Well, so Sarah, I'm the one who rolled the orb across the floor the other day, so I think maybe you should be the one who takes the cylinder out of the dead mummy's hands.
Please don't put that evil on us. Don't call him a zombie.
Well, I'm ready to smack it if it stands up.
Yeah, Tor, you recover your faux shard from where Cyra left it on the ground. And yeah, you ready yourself just in case.
And
Azalea,
I'm interested in that armor.
Azalea, you're still just watching this whole thing go down. Are you getting any closer, or are you just gonna stand on the edge of the ruin?
I suppose for safety reasons, I'll have to get closer in case they awaken something. But
Yeah, so you can see down in there now.
reluctantly, I can see what's going on.
Yeah. So you see Cyra down there with a rope tied around her waist. Tor's at the ready. Danny's just kind of watching this whole thing happen. So Cyra, what are you gonna do here? You can.
I'm gonna start. I want to narrow down what the magic things are.
Okay.
I suspect it's cylinder and whatever's in his hand, but I want to see if there's anything else.
It seems to be as you cast your detect magic. Yeah, it seems to be his left hand and the cylinder as well.
Can I open the cylinder without removing
The armor
it from
better than what I have.
You're gonna have to fight Tor for it.
So yeah, as you
He's heavy. I'm light. It's leather.
as you look to this thing to try to get to the cylinder, you realize that it's got like it's leather, but it's got like a top that you can either pull off or unscrew. You're not really sure, but you'd have to like pretty much stand in this dude's lap. You can't really tell, honestly.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of training.
Yeah. So you
No
could
medical, but it's fine.
you could just be like, you'd have to get real up in it to do that without removing it from its grasp.
Hey, Tor, you wanna cut that thing's arms off first?
Does it look like I would do? Well, that's kind of disrespectful, but
What if? Hear me out.
True.
Tor, can you hold me on the rope so that I don't have to stand in his lap? Because that's real weird. I feel like that's too weird. What I'm envisioning.
it's the Mission
for
Impossible
DM
stuff.
purposes,
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. It's just like that. That's what I'm envisioning. I feel
Sure,
real
if that's
weird.
what you want.
I'm very light. It should be very easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Hey,
Sure.
go ahead, Danny.
I'm just gonna yell, "Hey, check what's in his hand first. Maybe it's a note."
That's very specific.
I'm just saying, before you take the cylinder, take what's in his hand.
I'm not going to take it first. I'm going to see if I can open it before I take it. Listen, I don't want to doom another species of people to weakening and perhaps death and madness. That was bad. I don't like that we were part of that.
Well, you never know with what's in that container.
So that's why we're starting very
I
small.
wanted to do the tea party. You guys wanted to do that.
Maybe there's tea in there, Azalea.
The tea party.
Maybe there's tea in there for you, Azalea, and we can have a tea party with a dead man or woman.
I like poking with the end of my rapier.
Um,
Not unsheathed.
you'd have to lay down to. Oh wait, you want to poke the mummy? Is that what you're saying? Or you?
No, I want to poke Rad.
Oh, you want to poke Tor? Yeah, you take your sheathed blade and just poke him with it.
Swat it.
Just a little tap. Nothing
Get that out of here.
Yeah, so Tor, go ahead and
It's a hole in the ground. It was bad last time.
Tor, go ahead and make a strength check for me.
18.
Yeah, you're easily lifted into the sky, Cyra.
All I'm saying is cut the arms off. If it comes back and attacks us, all it can do is bite. We can handle that. You want to keep its arms and it comes back, fine. I'm not part of that fight.
Feel free to hop down there and cut its arms off.
I have poking weapons. I don't have slashing. That's why I asked you. Jesus Christ.
You can slash with
Think a
a
little
rapier,
bit.
can't you? Isn't it both?
I offer her the faux shard.
Yeah.
Okay, am I able to get the top off of the cylinder?
So Tor is holding
Let's
you
start with
one-handed. His other hand is held out to Azalea with the faux shard. Cyra is hanging Mission Impossible style over this mummy. And Danny,
I love it.
what are you doing at this point? Like, there's a lot going on right
You
now.
need to join this town show, Danny.
I'm gonna make sure that there's nobody's throwing a rope down to Cyra or anything. Not Cyra. Yeah.
So Cyra is tied. She's tied around the waist. She's being like held up,
Oh, okay.
like
okay.
Mission
okay,
Impossible
okay,
style. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I'm just gonna ready a like a tanglefoot bag
Okay.
just in case. Have it as a reaction to where I
Oh.
can chuck it.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know how exactly that rule works, but
That's fine.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna ready that.
Okay. Azalea, you're gonna take the faux shard.
No. Hey, use his strength. I can't. I'm not. I'm limber. I'm not very strong.
Cyra, I need you to make
I
a
have to know.
Cyra, I need you to make a thievery check.
Oh, hell yeah. Oop. Let me roll. You got the right thing.
Quack.
Sweet, 24.
Yeah, you fairly easily you find that it's just a pull top, and you kind of just like very gently pull it, and as you pull it, you hear a thump as the pop tops off.
Kind of hell awaits us.
Top tops off?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I know I said it backwards. The top pops off. The pop tops off. Same thing.
Mhm.
We've released Cthulhu. We all know.
And as you like
Rock
kind
fall
of
from the heavens.
recoil from the sound, as it kind of echoes out of this this hole in the ground, nothing seems to happen. It's just like it was on so tightly and so well that it made like a vacuum when you popped it off. There appears to be a scroll inside, like some parchment.
Ooh, get it.
Okay, I'm gonna be extremely careful. If I feel in any way that the parchment is tearing, I will stop and reassess.
Mhm.
But am I able to safely extricate the parchment?
Okay. Cool. Are you gonna read it?
Not till I get up.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it is.
That's worse. Is this gonna be another fucking teleport?
No,
later?
yeah,
I'm
that would
not
be very
funny.
funny. That would be very
Sure.
funny.
Is there something in his hand? In his other hand?
There is still it's like clenched tightly around. It appears to be there's something in their hand, but you can't tell what it is. So
I
you
got
have
the
this
Thor,
parchment.
will you pull me up?
I'll pull her up.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty easy. Danny,
You
you're
wanna go down
you're still looking at it. What do you want to do?
You said the hole's about 5-6 foot deep?
Yeah.
Are the walls such that I can climb back out if I climb in?
With your pythons probably, but also your friends have ropes.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be quicker if
that's
I just pull you out with a rope. I could take this one that I've tied to Cyra and put it around you.
I'm gonna find a flat-ish stone
Uh-huh.
or a dry. I'm gonna find something dry, even if it's like the inside of my tent or my bedroll,
Uh-huh.
to lay out the parchment.
Okay, so you start to
I'm gonna
kind
go
of
see that.
lay it out. Danny, you're going to the parchment?
Yeah, to the parchment. Once
Okay.
we figure out what that is, maybe I'll do something stupid.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna read any. I'm gonna. Oh, sorry.
Tor, do you follow Cyra? Okay. Azalea, what are you doing?
We're still tied together, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
'Cause I can't make you move. Too small.
Yeah, Azalea, are you going over with them as well?
No.
I love that look of disgust. Like,
Yeah. I
fuck
love
no.
Okay.
Horrible.
No, that's the rest of us.
Yeah,
I
we're the
know.
Three Stooges over here.
What's it say?
Who's
All right, first
who's going to read it?
I want to look at it. I'm not gonna read the words because I'm super paranoid. What language is it in?
It just looking at it, it appears to be like an older dialect of Common.
Oh, seems.
I'll read it,
enough.
Okay.
and I'll read it out loud, nice and slow.
God damn it!
There you-
No,
there you
forget
go.
it.
Olden,
There you go.
Olden
I
English.
sent you it's in your Discord now. I just sent you a private message. Read
Oh,
it for
God.
us. Read it to the class.
Oh no. My beloved Julia. The war goes well.
Black two, Veracruz, Nick two.
The Confederates have been surrounded in Ortum, and the General Antonius tells us we will be home by the Festival of Iron. Morale is high, and I have been given command of a small fort north of the city. I do my best to procure old weather cloaks Cold weather cloaks. Sorry, it's old. Cold weather cloaks, bedrolls, and salted meat for my soldiers, but I'm afraid I have many terrible things to say about the supply sergeants, which I will not commit to paper. For now, I will marvel at the beautiful sky and think how dull the stars are compared to you. It's a sappy love letter, guys. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
I'm
Lets us know a little bit more about this place.
I'm hopeful to find you and Agrippa in good health. Maybe his kid's name was Agrippa, I'm not sure. I know it takes far too long for these messages to reach home. My men are hopeful and in joyous spirits whenever a message arrives. I am expecting one on the morrow, and I hope this reaches you just before I do. I must begin my watch now, my radiant lily, but know that my heart reaches across the grassy sea for yours. With love and Brazia's blessing, Rufus. Rufus. He's a pretty nice fellow.
Pepper, he was
Pretty fucking
kicked
dead.
down there to die. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he had
But
the
this was
letter.
before the vampires took over and clouded the stars. Seems like. So he mentions being able to see them.
Yeah, and it was still a sea of grass at the time. The Confederates have been surrounded in Ortum and General Antonius. And the Festival of Iron. Do we still celebrate the Festival of Iron?
As a matter of fact, you do.
Oh, okay.
Do we know where Ortus was?
So, Ortum, anybody have his history? You could try a society check, maybe?
Yeah, I got society.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I also okay, sorry. Yeah, I have
I
society.
don't know if
I've got
a
a- I got
12.
really good
Ooh.
I know
Uh,
only about society in Draconia.
24.
Okay.
I read lots of books.
That's right. And I'm. Let's see. Just a second. Okay. So I'm sorry, Danny. What did you roll? You rolled society,
Yes,
and you got a
24
24.
society.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, so the Festival of Iron, being common knowledge, the Festival of Iron is the 20th to the 25th of the month of Often Road, which actually you're in currently. You actually
Festival time or month?
You're in the month. You don't know what day it is, to be honest with you. Nobody's told you what day it is. You've been kidnapped. You haven't looked at a calendar in a little while. It's not really your fault.
It's very on brand for me. I never know what it is.
As for Ortum, this is before anything you've heard of. Now there are books that mention that had mentioned back in your past the Confederacy. Now you're not entirely sure of what this Confederacy was. You only know that there was a war between the Enlevian League and this Confederacy, though sources tend to not really mention who is in charge of this Confederacy or what. Now, Tor, what did you roll?
12.
But what?
Oh, I was trying to say. Do vampires celebrate this Iron Festival?
Not. It seems that the Ashlands has a very strange system. You don't know specifically if vampires celebrate this festival. It's a festival for Vidar, being the god of the forge, and because of his alignment, they probably don't.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
They prohibit the citizens from celebrating it?
The citizens probably don't even know that god exists, to be honest with you.
I didn't.
They, as far as you guys are aware from your minimal time there, they're probably aware of the goddess Hertha and the Blood Queen, and that's probably about it. There have been no temples to anything else that you guys have walked by, have even heard mention of. You guys are a little more worldly and have not grown up in a society where you're treated as cattle. So know a little bit more about the gods and goddesses, whether they be real or not. And yeah, there's nothing Ortum that doesn't sound anything familiar to anybody. And then Cyra, did you roll something?
At one on society, so
Yeah.
this is
So,
a nice
I'll have to
letter.
do some research, maybe. It's kind of interesting.
I do say that we should, out of respect, I mean, poor Rufus, we'd roll it up and put it back in the tube and leave it with him and maybe check and see what's in his other hand. You said something magical down there. There's something.
Wait, is this letter magical?
No.
What was I detecting magic on?
Probably.
Maybe his
Anything in
armor.
his hand.
Or his hand, because
Or his
that
armor.
armor is well preserved for being 2,700 years old.
The armor.
Ah.
I'm sorry. The hand for sure, And now it's between either the scroll case, the tube, or the armor. You're not really sure.
Have to
Well,
know.
who wants to go back down there and put it
I
back
have
in the
to
tube?
know. I gotta know
Is
if
the
it's the
armor better
armor.
than what I have on?
You can look at it, Azalea. Go ahead and make a perception check, I guess.
Okay.
Or that'd be a craft check, maybe.
Yeah, you could do a craft check too, whichever one.
Is your popper? Or is that a giant cat?
It's a giant cat. Yes,
That
Oh
is
my
a cat.
god, I'm
Giant.
so
She's
excited.
floof.
she's very
She's
floof.
That is a
fluffy.
cat folk.
I didn't say fat. I said giant. Like, I also have a large cat. She's not giant, but she's a perfectly healthy weight.
Azalea, what you get?
27 for perception.
Oh, okay. So as you're really looking at this armor, you realize that it's only preserved this way because it's been stuck in this dry underground for as long as it has. You feel like as soon as you take it out of that area and get like moisture on it or any wear and tear, it'll probably like crumble. This thing is only the way it is because it hasn't moved for so long.
Is it worth money?
Not if it crumbles.
Yeah, you're not sure you could properly transport it, especially with the last day's events. Probably not going to be able to transport it very well.
Bitch.
So when I climb back in, is the canister magic? I'm gonna I gotta know at this. I'm just too curious. Is the canister?
Are you
magic?
going to remove the canister from this person's grip, from
If
Rufus's
I
grip?
put my hands around it, will that be enough to know?
Sure. Yeah, it seems the canister is magic.
The canister is the magic part.
Are we sure that whatever's in his hand isn't also magic?
Oh, it might also be, but I mean, it's not the armor that's magical; it's the canister.
Yeah, the armor seems to be
I'm
just
gonna-
leather armor.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna slowly turn and look at his hand because I have to know.
Are you going to try to open it?
I'm gonna touch it first. What happens if I touch his hand?
I mean, it's kind of like it's at his side, kind of.
Yeah.
Resting on the ground, and I mean, you poke it, and it's like a very cold leather. Doesn't do anything. Nothing happens.
Can I what happens if I try to open his hand?
So as you go to open his hand, and Tor, you're more focused on just being able to pull her out if need be. And Danny and Azalea, as you guys are looking, you also notice that kind of near this Rufus's side, there's something underneath the dirt, something that maybe had been just slightly covered up. It's got a little bit of a shine to it. But Cyra, you try to open its hands. Its first finger, you try to open up, and you just hear a crack as you crack the first finger off. It seems to have been stuck in that position. And there's something kind of like a dull, bronzy color, kind of almost going towards a green. You can try to open up the rest of the fingers if you want.
I'm slightly horrified at this point.
Yeah, you
I need to take a break.
You pop the finger off and you drop it.
I try to put it back on. Stop that.
It does not reattach, weirdly enough.
Danny, I think you're up.
Okay,
Yep,
I'm just gonna,
yep,
I'm
yep,
gonna
yep,
straight
yep.
leap into the hole. I'm just gonna I'm in.
Yeah, you jump down. You see that not only is there a finger missing, that's kind of on the ground next to it, but you also see whatever that shiny object is, kind of partially covered with dirt.
So I'm gonna pat his forehead, just lightly,
Yep.
Totally normal thing.
and say, "Hey Rufus, sorry buddy. I hope you get to sleep well. I hope you're not alive still, or dead, alive, undead, whatever. Sorry, man. We're just trying to get out of here. Forgive us." And then I'm gonna kind of go for his hand and try to wiggle that thing out, whatever it is.
Little lock of hair.
Roll another D100.
Oh
my God.
Jesus.
This is exciting. This is getting juicy.
This is 43.
Azalea,
Close to
you're
greatness.
horrified.
So
Close to greatness.
you kind of try to wiggle it out, and you just kind of you get a slight grip on it, and as you pull on it and pull on it, and you actually pop the hand off at the wrist.
Oh, jeez, Rufus, I'm sorry. Oh, God.
And so you just kind of quickly
Rufus is
just
giving you a hand.
kind of You just kind of crack the fingers off real quick and just pull it out and like you just kind of like put it back.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna put his hand in his pocket.
it's getting cold outside. You got to keep his hands. He doesn't really have pockets anymore.
Hey, the new
And then-
FI, he can put his hands in his pocket.
So before I even really look at what this thing is, the thing next to him that I saw, can I try to wipe some dirt off and see if it's like a blade or something?
Yeah. So you're gripping this thing, and then you kind of wipe the dirt off, and it appears to be like something of an oval shape, piece of metal. You can. It's
gonna
bigger.
grab that
It's
too.
bigger than a coin. It's maybe about that big.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah, you pick it up
Belt
and
buckle in Texas.
it's actually it's a mirror. It's a very clear mirror, and you look at it, and yeah, you see
There's
yourself,
Medusa here.
and you.
Can I hold it up and try to give it to somebody else? Like, here, take this.
Yeah, I can grab it.
Yeah, Tor, you like kind of reach down and grab it. Yeah, it's a mirror.
And then
it's a
what's
silver
the little
mirror.
metal thing?
The middle thing you look at it, it's a locket. Very badly like almost like rusted. It's oxidized a little bit. But you see it might have been like gold at some point. It's
Will
just
it
kind of.
pop open?
Are you gonna like gently try to pop it open? Or are you gonna hit it against something?
I'm
Like,
gonna try to gently pop it open first.
it seems pretty well jammed.
Can I take my dagger and try to get in between the edges?
I'm pretty good at getting things open. Can I use thievery? I presume I can use thievery.
So you can help Danny as Danny starts this operation first. Danny,
Okay.
go ahead and make a thievery check.
23.
Okay. Yeah, so between the two of you, you're able to you quickly pop it open, and you see that on the inside, yet on the left there is a kind of a lock of like blonde colored hair, and then it looks like a piece of parchment on the inside. It looks like an old like a sketch, but whatever magic was once in this locket dissipates, and you see the sketch. Like before you even get a really good look at it, you see kind of like a brown-haired man, clean shaven, wearing similar looks like leather armor to this, and like a white kind of under maybe like a toga or something like that. And then a blonde-haired woman, her hair kind of like sewn in braids on the top of her head, also kind of wearing a long white and gold colored dress toga, and it. Like you pop it open, you get to you both see this. Tor and Azalea, you guys are too high up and away to see it. It's so small, and you actually a slight breath of wind picks up and like it actually crumbles and kind of dissipates into the wind. You still have the lock of hair is still in there, but Azalea, I'm sorry, Cyra, you can just tell there's no more magic. Whatever magic was in this item is now gone.
All right.
I think we leave this here.
Yeah, I think
That-
I think there's nothing left here for us. I think we need to let this guy rest. He's
I want
clearly
to put the hair in the canister to preserve it with the letter.
that's a
Okay.
good idea.
Okay.
So I'll try to close the lock it up and chuck it in the canister along with the letter.
Yeah, you put those things back, and you
I want to
The
find
hair.
something to help me dig a grave for this guy, so we can put him to rest.
there's you got a stick, and you
Some
got
stones or some sticks,
Yeah,
my faux
shard.
shard,
you got a faux
whatever.
shard.
Yeah, whatever I can do to at least a couple feet, and then maybe put some rocks on top of it.
Yeah, there's some loose stone here. It'll take you an hour or two to do that. Is anybody gonna help him do that? I know Azalea. I saw your reaction to that is probably not. But Azalea, what do you want to do at this point?
We have a lot of people trying to kill us. We should be moving.
We have very short attention spans. So
I'm aware.
Well,
debating.
I'm not going anywhere until we bury him. Give him a final rest.
He's already dead. It's okay.
We've done a little bit of disrespect to this corpse. We must do something to make it right.
Really digging in the hole. We could have just fucking moved on. It's fine.
We could have,
Okay,
but
you
sometimes
were the one who
curiosity
said
gets us.
Cut his arms off.
You opened up the hole, which I was not okay with in the first place. Like, okay, context here.
So okay, give Azalea Rufus's mirror, and she can play with that and maybe figure out what it does, and then we can all just as quickly as possible, try to bury this guy. Is that fair?
Yes.
Here, go look at yourself.
So I guess we're giving Azalea the
Yeah.
mirror.
So
Right?
Tor hands it over. Azalea, it's a mirror.
Does it look like a mirror?
As a matter of fact, it does look like a mirror.
Wow, cool. I'm just gonna put it away.
Okay.
God, I hope it's cursed.
But between the three of you, you're able to, dig a kind of a shallower grave, kind of on the edge of this fort, this old fort, and carefully between the three of you lift the body out and try to keep all the pieces together. And even as you're moving it, the armor is beginning to crumble, and fall apart, and you're very gently kind of move it and you gingerly bury it. And you spend about 2 hours maybe doing that. It's hard to tell the passage of time without the sun. But yeah, you at least give him a small mound to bury, or to lie in. Azalea, while they're doing this, is there anything you are doing?
Judging.
Yeah, a little bit. Just like, wow, we could have saved 2 hours if we just instead moved on. It's fine. Wouldn't have disturbed this guy's grave. I was not okay with it. It's fine. But I'm never listened to, so whatever. I'm just gonna put my stuff away and then when we're gone, I'm like, okay, let's go now. That's all.
Okay. So
What
as
was that city's name from
Ortum,
earlier?
Ortum, Ortum.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we see anything else in the hole? And how did he get trapped in there? What? Any other clues?
Roll a
I
perception
haven't rolled
check.
a perception.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
haven't rolled an active one.
I've been rolling a bunch for you guys throughout this,
Yeah.
but you can roll one if you want.
22.
Okay. Well, he could probably have pulled himself out. He's tall enough to be able to at least reach the top. If even with a jump, he could have reached the top and pulled himself up. Somebody clearly put that big kind of wheel of wood on top of it. He probably wouldn't have been able to do that himself, unless he was very strong and was purposely doing that. There's no obvious sign of struggle. There are, as you kind of had, were burying the body, there were clear scars. Like, this guy had clearly seen combat before. But nothing obvious. There's no, obvious broken bones. Like, he didn't fall and break his neck or anything like that. He was clearly sitting in here and either was waiting to die or died suddenly, and somebody put something on top of him. You're not entirely sure. There's not enough evidence here to really put a full story together.
Is the
Okay.
mirror magical? I don't want it if it is.
From
It's in your bag. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna take it out of my bag. Is it magical? If it is, I don't want it.
If it is, you should lie to her.
Cyra, are you gonna cast detect magic on her, or are you just gonna not do that, or are you gonna pretend to do it?
I'll cast detect magic.
So many options.
I know.
It is not magical. It appears to be a normal mirror.
It appears to be a normal mirror.
Okay,
Quite shiny.
I'll just
I
put
mean-
it back then.
I mean, if you don't want it, I'll take it. Mirrors are kind of fun sometimes.
Didn't say that. And I put it back.
I mean, I just jumped in the hole for you and got it, but that's okay. Never mind me.
Remember the last time you took something from a dead body?
What happened?
That was a good one.
I
I guess I'll just go eat worms.
Mm.
That's weirdly specific.
Okay.
Seems
You could
unrelated,
not
but you
do
do
that.
I kind of feel like we should get on the road. Start
Okay.
moving. Okay.
Pack up my bedroll and my rope and everything.
Our little improvised tent.
Okay. Yeah, you guys get ready to go. Now, are you guys making normal speed? Are you trying to go double time? Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yeah. Probably ought to be a little sneaky, don't you think? A
Yeah.
sneaky snake.
You'll
I
move
feel like we-
at half speed, going stealthy. That's just mechanically.
Are we trying to get there by a certain time? I don't remember.
They didn't specify a certain time. They
Yeah.
just said that their friends would be on the lookout for you.
Do we still have our guard? Do we know?
You know,
Presumably.
After the fire and everything?
if you guys want to like look around and roll perception checks, you have the high ground. You might be able to see them.
Ooh. I have the high ground, Anakin.
If you guys want to roll perception checks, feel free.
Sure, 24.
15. I don't know shit.
17.
And Danny, what'd you get? 13?
17.
17, okay. So, Tor, you being the tallest one, you actually end up going up the stairs a little bit just to get a little bit of extra height. And there's no movement of anything out here. The wind has kind of settled down and died. There's no movement in any of the grass. There's nothing. You can kind of see the road a little bit down a couple of miles away. You don't see anything. There's no movement at all, and you don't hear
guys?
anything either.
I don't see anything. We may have our guard may have gotten separated from us when that fire happened.
I worry our guard might be dead, but there's no practical difference at this juncture.
Yes. So we want to move quiet and slowly, or do we want to try to make a run for it?
I say
feel like I
we
make all the wrong decisions, so
Hey, Azalea, you seem to have strong opinions. What do you think?
I want to get there fast, but I don't want to be dead, so I think we should probably go as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Let's sneak.
Okay. Everybody follow the expert. Yeah. So go ahead. Uh-oh. What did Azalea get?
I rolled another natural one.
Wow. All right. What did everybody else get?
I got a 14 plus whatever the expert gives me too. I guess 16.
I think it's like 5.
If you're untrained, it's your level plus 2.
I'm trained.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
I got a dirty 20.
it should be just the plus 2 then, I believe. I think I did it wrong last time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then I got a 17. No, wait. Our level plus 2?
So
Yeah, that's plus 5.
if you're untrained,
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
if you are
In that
trained, then
case.
you only get an extra plus 2 on top of whatever your thing is, I believe. But let me just
What's the +2 from?
On 479.
from following the expert. So let me just make sure that that's the way it works.
Yeah, choose an ally attempting a recurring skill check while exploring, such as climbing, performing a different exploration tactic that requires a skill check. Ally must be at least an expert in that skill and must be willing to provide assistance. While following the expert, you match their tactic or attempt similar skill checks. Thanks to your ally's assistance, you can add your level as a proficiency bonus to an associated skill check, even if you're untrained.
There you go.
Additionally, you gain a circumstance bonus to your skill check based on your ally's proficiency. So
It would
plus
be
2 for expert. So
Yep.
it's our level plus 2.
There you go. Yep. So it is that plus
Okay.
5. I'm sorry. Yep.
All right, sweet. So 24. Or sorry, 5 plus 14, 19.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
27.
Okay. So Azalea, you do your best to, you're mostly trying to teach them to be stealthy, and you kind of forget that you actually have to be stealthy too. They get it. They pick up on it pretty quick, but like you're just so fucking worried about these weirdos that have been doing weird shit for the past God knows how long. And so you just keep like looking over your shoulder and like standing up and not being super stealthy. But it's all right as you kind of move on. I need somebody else to roll a survival check for me to make sure you're actually going the right way.
I suppose I'll do it.
Okay.
That would be a 14.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys tried to get south of the lake, and press just east, just as quick as you can. And you find a relative direction of east based on where you think the sun might be, and you press off. Yeah, you guys, the first chunk of the morning is not terrible. There's no wind. Of course, it's cloudy, so it's not very bright outside. But the grass comes back up to about Cyra's chin as you kind of walk through here and do your best to avoid any notice. Tor, your eyes are on the sky most of the time. You did not see that beast return in the night, and you don't see where it went. So you kind of focus your efforts there. Cyra, you're just doing your best not to get lost behind somebody. Danny, you're trying to lead the way, and your eyes are also kind of on the sky. And yeah, Azalea, you just keep popping back and looking at your allies. I don't even want to say comrades yet.
The people you were traveling with.
That's right. Yeah, you're traveling companions. You're traveling people.
The people who have been foisted upon you.
That's right. Okay. I need Tor. Roll a D100 for me, please.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
I don't have like a full D100. Is it just one of these 10-sided ones, and then?
Yep. So choose which one is the 10, and choose which one is the 1, and then we'll go from there.
The first one we'll say is the 10.
Okay.
Which I rolled a 10.
Okay.
And then the second one is a 9.
Okay, so you got a 9 total, a 0 and a 9. Okay. Cool. Or what? Because he rolled a
10-sided die.
Because the first one he rolled was a 10, which would be a 0, unless it was 100. Yeah. So he rolled a
he
got a 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. 9. So you guys travel through the day without any particular issue. I need everybody to re-roll their stealth checks as you guys come up on noon time.
Dirty 20.
17.
21 with follow the expert.
Azalea?
20.
Okay. Yeah, so you get a little more comfortable that these people know what they're doing now. So yeah, Azalea, you kind of settle more into that. And push on through the afternoon. It's almost featureless out here. It's like a strange... you don't want to say wasteland, because the rest of the Levian Plains are pretty much like this, especially after the last couple of years of calamities and whatnot. Most of these areas are very sparsely populated, but you were given to understand that the land around Locomotuous is the Blood Queen's personal land. You wouldn't expect anybody out here anyway. So it's so weird. It's almost uniform in the sense that it's just grass and more grass. And every once in a while you'll come across like a single tree all by itself. There's not much out here. It's boring. You don't even see animals out here. It's so very strange. There are some insects underfoot as it kind of warms up a little bit over the day. Danny, you kind of stoop to pick one up every once in a while, just to just to have.
Little mid trek snack.
That's right.
Treat for later.
And as you get toward evening, I need Cyra to roll a D100 for me.
Good luck. May God have mercy on your soul.
I want to roll. Ooh, which one? Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. I shall roll the tens die first.
Okay.
So the one that's got like 00 and
Sure.
40 and 60.
Yep.
I rolled double zeros.
Okay.
So I don't actually know if that's going to be good or bad here. And then my 10-sided die, I roll 4. So I rolled a 4. That's a good number. I'm happy with it.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't be, but I am.
And as evening approaches here, you guys there's not much in the way of anywhere to set up camp out here. You guys can take some time to look if you want, or you can just hope that nothing finds you out here in the open field in the middle of nowhere. Somebody can roll a survival check, or just you can choose to set up just out in the open.
This is a bad place. What would we think about marching through the night? I kind of want to be out of here. Being caught here would be very, very bad.
It's pretty undefended. Maybe you can see something in the distance. I'll roll a survival check.
Sure, go ahead.
Nope. I don't see anything. A 3. Plus whatever my survival is.
Yeah,
9.
not a lot.
There's not a lot out here.
Okay.
Well, I'm not opposed to marching through the night.
We could
Be a little tired, though.
Try covering ourselves with grass. I mean,
It went pretty badly last time, not to be like a downer.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, let's keep going.
Azalea?
Yeah, we could have avoided this if we got started 2 hours early, but you guys had to go dig in the holes.
We had
Maybe.
things to do. Would have went faster if you'd helped.
Would have been fast if you didn't do it.
That was not an option.
It definitely was. But, whatever. Let's just keep going.
Are you guys gonna try to stealth through the night as the moon rises once again? It's very close to full. You guys expect it to be a full moon tomorrow. Yeah, you guys trying to stealth through the night, or yeah, okay, go ahead and roll your stealth checks then.
That's fine.
Natural 20.
Hell yeah!
11.
19.
29.
Yeah.
Cool.
Our Lord Man is very sneaky.
I rolled a fucking 6.
Okay. Cool.
I don't like what he's doing. Oh, they're probably just perception checks. Okay.
So, as you guys are kind of moving through the night, Danny, you are, having grown up where you grew up, you're still fascinated by the open sky, even if it does make you feel very, very small. And you have your eye on the sky tonight as you guys are moving through, and Tor, you do as well, but you're more searching for a large flying object in hopes of not getting, potentially eaten or something.
Only one gulp.
But Danny, as you guys are moving eastward, and you've re-picked up where the moon rose, so you kind of had to adjust a little bit. You were heading almost like northeast, not the way you wanted to go. So you kind of adjust a little bit more to the right, towards the south, and you head that way, kind of to build a little bit of extra space. And for a moment, you see a flicker of something across the moon as it's kind of coming up on the horizon. It's kind of hard to really tell what it is. Almost a trick of the eyes of the light. And then you see it again, something flickering like it almost looks like a flock of birds or something in the distance.
Eagles?
Hey guys, I think we should take cover.
Is there any cover to take?
It's grass.
Just lay in the grass, I guess.
Yeah, as flat as possible, be inconspicuous.
Well, something flying above will see the grass flatten out, so that'll be pretty obvious. Can we stand between the grass and keep it from kind of flattening down?
You could do your best to maybe try to squat.
Yeah. Try that, I guess.
Okay, everybody.
Trying to minimize trampling as much grass to avoid being seen from above.
You guys have rolled your stealth checks already.
Okay.
So that's fine. I need to look at a thing real quick. What page am I looking at? That page. Okay.
That one, right there.
That one, right there.
The one I'm looking at, too.
That's right. Okay. So as you guys are kind of huddling down into the grass, your persistence in being quiet has kind of paid off. As all of you now kind of looking to the sky to try to figure out what the hell is actually going on here. Danny and Cyra. Tor, you're still looking for something a little bit larger. Azalea, you're just trying to make sure that you're hidden. But Cyra and Danny, you see this cloud, actually kind of separate, like 3 separate clouds of not birds, but bats. And they're very, very small bats. Like normal-sized bats.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I thought you meant very small bats.
Yeah. I mean, when I say small, they're probably that big.
Oh.
They're tiny, but there's a fuck ton of them in each cloud. And they, you actually hear them kind of squeaking and making weird noises, and the flapping.
Are they speaking in Sylvan?
No, they are not.
Womp.
They're not speaking any language as far as you can tell. They are just, you hear squeaking and, anyway, it's some probably beast language, you're not sure. But they actually seem to kind of hover over your position for a minute. But none of them get particularly close to you. It doesn't look like anything has spotted you. And after maybe 30 seconds, they kind of like move away, kind of out to the northwest. They don't seem to like hang around or try to follow you or anything like that. They're just big clouds just kind of move on.
Does anyone else feel like we should go, like, maybe fast? Just in case they're reporting a position?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Danny.
I think we lucked out, and maybe they didn't see us, but we should definitely be on the move.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys press onward through the night. How late are you guys planning on going? There doesn't seem to be any shelter anywhere nearby. You go for another couple of miles, and it's just still open grassland.
I mean, I'm willing to march through the night.
Okay. You guys press onward through the night, and as Cloud Rise begins, you've pushed through the entire night, and you guys are now fatigued. Yeah, you guys have gone almost too far, and you cannot now, because you're so damn tired, you cannot attempt to avoid notice, which is the stealthing. You cannot follow the expert. You can't hustle. You can't investigate anything. You can't scout or search. So you can only move at a normal pace. So you can keep going through the day, but you have the fatigued condition.
I think we should at least take a short rest.
How long? What would a short rest restore?
Nothing. You would have to take a full
then
night's
we'll
rest.
sleep during the day and move at night when things are likely to attack us.
Is there still no cover?
Not that you guys can see.
How does fatigued impact us in battle?
-1 AC.
Yep.
And -1 to saves.
Yep. That's pretty much what you get. What decision are you guys making here?
We're getting pretty tired. We have to take a break at some point. There's not much place to rest, but I vote we stop for a while, rest during day and travel at night, perhaps.
We could do that.
Okay.
I
Oh, I
Do we
see.
have
When
any way-
David suggests it, it's a good idea.
I don't like either of them. I personally would rather just press, get to a place where there is cover. But now we have 2 votes for travel at night and rest during the day. That's half the group. So,
Have we ever encountered creatures during the day?
I mean, the mushrooms.
Yeah, that's true. The mushrooms. That one time when you guys were in the cart, with the
We haven't
dwarves.
seen things flying through the air or scouting for us, so maybe Sarah's right. Maybe we push through the day even though we're tired. Sorry, I'm just grumpy. I'm sleepy.
I just want to get out of this dangerous place. It's a gamble, I know, and I'm not going to be mad if we choose to rest, because I could be making the wrong call, but I want out of here. I want out of this flatland that we can't hide in.
Yeah, I don't like it either from a tactical position.
So I'm not going to be mad with whatever decision my personal vote is to press, but I get I get that might not be the right call. We still voting?
Yeah, who's
Sleep during
Make
the
a
day,
choice.
travel at night.
No, we'll just travel. I'm good with that. I'll just say we just keep going, I guess.
We can give it till we have 8 hours of, daytime left and pause there if we haven't broken through. Then it's still sleeping during the day and traveling at night. It's a compromise. And it might be enough to get us out. Can you roll with that, Azalea? We will still sleep during the day, a full sleep cycle. Just not immediately.
Sorry, his thing was vibrating.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
Having some
I'm
issues.
not happy about that.
You're not
but
happy about anything.
I'm gonna start marching.
Okay, cool. We will
Okay.
all
But I'm not
continue.
gonna be like happy about it. Like
Noted.
very noticeably upset that we're still fucking moving.
Yeah, it's miserable.
And I'm not gonna try to stealth anymore.
Well, you
We can't.
can't.
Not that
You're
we
too
can't.
tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like even if like I'm not even like even if we could attempt to try, I'm like making a point now to just go.
Okay.
So we move at a standard pace for another. I'm gonna say 8 hours. That's my thought.
Yeah. So you guys kind of keep pressing. You eat some rations just to keep you going. Who's gonna? I need one of you to roll a survival check to keep you guys headed in the right direction. And Azalea, I need you to roll a D100 for me.
Who's got
Oh my god, we could have gotten one last night. I forgot.
who's got the good survival? I mean, I've got +5.
I think
86.
mine's a 6.
Mine's a 0, so
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Who's
a
making it?
0.
You got it, Tor.
Nope. 8.
Okay. You have a general idea of where East is,
Too tired.
and you press onward. And as you guys move, it's a slog. It is a tiring, exhausting slog, and you do your best to keep it up. The short folks start kind of lagging behind. Azalea seems to be powered mostly on hate, and she's just
Fight!
she's just going. She's just going.
I also got a 20 for survival, so like if they're going the wrong way, I'm just gonna go the way that they're going anyway. Even if I know it's wrong.
Interesting. Okay.
That's your choice. I love it.
As you guys are going,
It's all about spite right now.
yeah. So as the day starts to draw towards a close, because it's getting towards winter now, and noon, the sun begins to set probably around 3 o'clock. Sunset, whatever you would guess that would be anyway. And Tor, being the tallest of the group, and as you guys kind of crest a small little hill, you see movement in the distance, maybe a mile out in front of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
trying to get him to stop.
Yeah, you're able to kind of like grab everybody and pull them to a halt. You can't quite figure out what the movement is, but there seems to be two large individual creatures moving kind of like a southeast towards a northwest, so they would probably cross your path if you would keep walking.
I'm going to point them out and then kind of point far enough away that, we can pass behind them. Maybe like 100 yards or something.
Okay.
Try to avoid them.
All right. Let's see. Are you guys going to try to... Now you're not exploring. You can stealth here, but,
Well, in that case, yeah. Try
Yes,
to.
I wish to hide.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth checks.
I rolled a natural 1. I don't like this, though. I'm using my hero point and I'm re-rolling.
Okay.
I rolled a fucking 7. It's fine. It's a 15 total.
Okay.
And I'll basically do the same thing, and I got a 17 total.
Okay. What'd you get, Danny? Muted. Yeah.
19.
Okay. Azalea?
I got another natural 20.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like what, 20 plus 10 plus my modifier.
Yep.
So like 41.
So
Hell
you guys do your best to kind of sink into the grass and quietly move. But the problem is that
What is it, like the Simpsons meme where Homer just like disappears into the bush?
yes, you guys are exhausted, and Cyra, you realize in a normal wheat field you would blend in fairly well. You're the right color, but my God, does your scale color contrast with purple? You do your best, but it is not great during the daytime, even with all the clouds and how relatively dark it is. But you all feel the wind kind of shift, It had been coming in kind of from the coast, and it kind of swirls about you for a second, and for a moment it comes out from behind you and blows toward whatever these creatures are, and you see they look like large birds, at best you can tell, large flightless birds with large,
Yes.
very sharp
Are there
beaks.
dodos? Are we rolling for a Thanksgiving dinner?
If somebody has
Wait, what?
if somebody has a nature check, they can do that. If
I don't. Occultism? Arcana?
nope.
Genealogy?
These birds are very large, maybe about 5 feet tall.
Oh god, that's large.
And one of them, as you guys are trying to cross and come down the hill, seemingly makes eye contact with you, Cyra, and the other one kind of pops his head up and looks over, and they begin to sprint at you guys at full speed. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Okay, before we start battle, can we take a
We're
Something.
going to take a break.
Count that.
Okay.
my initiative,
Yes, you
because
can count that as your initiative.
Alright.
But yes.
So unless they're like super high level, I'm going first, guys. But
So go ahead and roll your initiatives first.
Okay.
And then we'll take a quick break, and then we'll get right into the combat.
Okay. I rolled a 19 if you're ready.
Okay, so stand by. Azalea, what was your stealth total again? I'm sorry.
41.
yeah.
41.
Almost greatness.
Yep, almost.
Should have rolled a nat 21.
Okay. Yeah, right. No, yeah, right. Should have been better. Who got the next highest after 41?
I had a 17 on mine. Stealth check.
Well, you could
Dan-
do perception or stealth check if you want.
Oh, for initiative?
For initiative,
Then, yeah,
yeah.
I just rolled for that. I have a dirty 20.
Okay. Cyra, you said you had 19?
Yep.
20. Tor, 19. Cyra, what'd you get, Danny?
Did you
Danny!
mute yourself again?
Sorry, 16.
16 for Danny. And then a number for the creatures.
You could at least tell us.
They are birds, and they have a number. Okay. Everybody take a 10-minute break. Be back
Okay.
here.
Word is the word.
Actually, make it 13. We'll come back at 20. How about that?
'Kay.
Give plenty of
Meh.
time.
Shall we take?
Okay.
I'm not
Is
even,
that
I
a-
don't put any into that either. Hold on, let me.
Is that a what?
Is that a paralyzed thing?
It actually says
It's
fatigued.
Fatigue.
It's just
Oh,
my camera's funny, so anyway.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm able to read fatigued.
well,
Oh my
it's-
god, I wish it was really a floating shark. I can't express how much I wish it was a
It
floating
would be
shark.
fun, but I don't happen to have the bird
A
minis.
floating shark?
I mean, it could be a floating shark. Anyway, yeah, combat time.
Is it
Everybody,
Sharknado?
everybody ready?
Shark
Nice.
nice.
Okay,
Oh, no.
Sharknado?
Oh, no.
Azalea,
Sharknado.
it is your turn. There are two birds.
Please just run.
No, I have to make my tea. Give me a minute.
Oh, you're not done yet. Birds. There you go. Bird.
Oh, I kind of like
And
him.
it's a chocobo?
Yeah. It's a chocobo.
Kind of like that thing I posted in chat.
They apparently want to.
Bokuto.
Yeah, they want to eat you.
Oh, that's rude. But I'm
Thanksgiving
very
dinner
small
walks in
and
the
not very
room. Roll
tasty.
for initiative.
Okay, we will wait because she needs to make her tea.
I mean, my tea is made in time.
She was sitting here. I thought she had already finished it. That's why I was like, oh yeah, let's do it.
What a slacker.
Okay. I'll do this.
So
here.
that one we named Sochi, we teased her that we were going to name her either Dirty or Who's Nutser. Because her
Who's-
last
Her
name
last
is
name is
Deets.
Oh.
Yes, Deets. Who's Nutser Deets?
It's pretty funny.
We hostily renamed a guy Rooster. He was trying to figure he was wasted and trying to figure out how to make rooster into a word or into like an acronym that meant something for the person, and it was just complete like garbage because he was gone. So he got
Then he
hostily
woke
renamed.
up and his name was Rooster.
Now his name is Rooster.
Wooster.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was like remotely operated operations technician something, something, something. It was completely garbage. And I've got the
Remotely
piece of
operated
cardboard that he wrote it
operator
on.
something technician.
Yeah. So we're gonna. I have the cardboard piece that he wrote that on, and we're gonna frame it and put it in the squadron.
It's pretty funny. This is fine.
Fine. Everything is fine.
Yep, so Azalea is going to go, and then it's the creature's turn, and then Tor will be on deck.
Which mini am I? Am I the one that's closest to the camera?
You are this mini.
Okay.
Stop now.
Right.
And then we have
That's not allowed. You're not
Cyra,
authorized to die.
Alright.
and then we have
I
Danny,
know.
and then we have Azalea. We
Alright.
have
It
birds
looks like
1
the
and
Grim
2.
Reaper. Azalea looks like the Grim Reaper from here.
Kinda. Yeah.
Azalea, the Angel of Death.
All right. Is your tea finished?
My
Yeah.
tea's been finished.
Okay. I will
Oh,
reshow.
no, I had to let the dog out, even though I asked Ian to do it. It's fine.
You did not ask me to
Jeez.
do it, but it's fine.
What an asshole demon.
Yeah.
I
We hate
didn't hear you say it, so it doesn't count.
Mm.
Anyway,
Okay.
here's the bird. That's what the bird looks like.
Okay.
Bird is the
Okay.
word.
Okay. Azalea, it is your turn. Go ahead.
Kick some
Uh,
ass.
Is it close enough to attack?
You are
Or-
5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away from the creature.
If I move, is it still considered flat-footed?
I mean, probably. It's not going to see you. It's not its turn.
Okay. Then I'll move up to the close one and I'll stab it.
Yes.
Heavy.
So, you go through the grass. Are you trying to get like?
No, off to the side.
How much movement do you have?
30.
It's about as far as you'll be able to get. Okay. Go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. Well, all right. 19.
Yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
This better be glorious. I'm expecting good things.
Well, I'm only rolling d6s, so.
Yeah, but
Manage
it's
your
a stealth attack.
expectations.
Well,
Are we
I
taking
got a 1 plus 4, so that's 5 plus precision, and I minimize that to. So 6 total.
Wow. 6 total
Only a 6
damage.
with a stealth hit, huh?
Yeah. So you guys are currently
I rolled
fatigued.
1 for the initial and a 1 for the precision damage.
Yeah, so you're just very tired, Azalea, and you press forward through the grass, and it doesn't see you, but you stab it with your rapier. You seem to get a soft spot, and yeah, you deal some damage to it. However, because you stabbed it, it is well aware that you're right there now. And it's its turn. The other one doesn't see you though.
Actions. You only get 3?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you got one more action. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to tumble behind. Thank you.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
That's an acrobatics check, and it needs to beat its athletics DC, or what is it? What DC does it need to make? Or do you need to beat? Quit breathing on the microphone. Whoever's doing that.
I'm humming. I'm sorry. I will mute myself.
There you go.
I was listening to the song and I like the song. I heard it again while I was
I'm
upstairs.
glad that you moved through someone's face. Acrobatics for 240.
And it says you have to tumble through. Okay, found it.
Yep.
You stride up to your speed while I'm next to it.
Reflex.
Yeah. So,
Acrobatics checks against the enemy's reflex DC.
okay, so go ahead and make it.
Athletics. 18.
Beat its reflex DC. Nope. So it's you stabbed it and it spots you and you try to get through its legs, and it quickly turns and throws its stubby little wings out, and you're unable to tumble behind it. Okay, Okay, now it's its turn, and as you try to get underneath its legs, it's going to try to bite you. It is unhappy. So it's going to use its first attack. What's your AC with the -1 from the fatigue?
19.
Okay. Wait, does fatigue -1 to AC?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just want to make sure. Yep. Okay. 19. Okay. The first attack is a hit, and it's going to. Okay. You are going to take that much damage. You take 9 points of piercing damage. And this is like, this beak is exceptionally sharp. And it tears right through your armor. And you take, you have 1 persistent bleed damage now. So you have 1 persistent bleed. Boop. And then it's going to attack again. This time it's going to try to kick you. And miss with the kick. And miss with the second kick. The other creature is going to press onward to the tall thing that it can see in the grass. 5, 10.
Do I add the persistent bleed damage to this attack, or is it after?
No, so it's at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
You
so
take 1
you're
point
cool.
of bleed
Okay.
damage. Yep.
My AC is 19.
Your AC is 19, Tor. Okay. It rolls in with its beak, and it is not a critical hit, but it is very, very close.
Jesus.
And it does 7 points of piercing damage. And you also are now have 1 persistent bleed damage. And it's going to use its last action to try to kick you. And that hits as its clawed talon kind of comes up and hits you square in the chest. You take 6 points of actually more piercing damage as it gets you with a talon. And you are actually knocked prone. As it just like, it bites you and then it like jumps up like a freaking velociraptor and just kicks you in the chest and you you fall down. But now, Tor, it is your turn.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
That's right. You're gonna use an action
Use
to get
my
up
move
again.
action.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will attempt to whack this thing.
Yeah. So you have a reach weapon. So yeah, you've got
Yep.
plenty of space. You realize this thing also has its beak is large enough to be a reach weapon, and same thing with its kicking. So go ahead and make an attack.
13.
13, my good sir. That is a miss.
All right. Sounds good. Might as well use my last action for an attack as well. And that's a 19.
That is a hit. Remember, you take 1 point of bleed damage. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead and do your damage to the bird.
Is this my D8? I think it is. Yeah. 8.
Very nice. All right. Yeah. So you quickly get up and you throw your there's blood kind of starting to soak into your armor as you throw your weapon forward to stab at it, and it kind of dodges out of the way, but you bring it down in a slashing motion, and you catch it kind of right in the breast. Yeah, and do 8 points of damage. Cyra, it is your turn. The nearest enemy is 15 feet away. You are right next to Tor and Danny.
Cool. I will inspire courage so everybody can add 2 attacks.
There you go.
Attack rolls, damage rolls, and saving throws against fear. And
I don't think I'm close enough.
you're 60 feet. It's fine.
60 feet. Okay, you're good.
Jeez, nice.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure. I shall be 100% sure. Oh, no.
Because if it's 30 feet, then she's definitely out of range.
It's not with... I always forget that it's not with spells. But I was like... Oh, it was detect magic. That's the one that is. Okay. Ba. Hers, it might be. Every fucking time. It's doing its best. I'm doing my... but after that, regardless, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. Cool. Inspire courage.
I'm searching. My computer's just being dumb and slow.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I'm not surprised.
Oh. Nope, it definitely moved, and I was just not paying attention. So it's me being dumb and slow. No, inspire courage, still 60 feet. You're good.
Okay. There you go. And you cast
Very nice.
invisibility. Cool. So I have one of those somewhere.
I do. There are actually several.
I know. I think they're in the other bag that I
It's
haven't.
all good.
But
Sir, I bought you a case.
I know. But I'll just put inspired around you to know that everybody is
Worst
inspired.
DM ever.
I know. I am the absolute worst. I have just not put things together. I know. I'm so awful.
You don't have your shit together?
I
I'm
don't.
surprised.
I don't. I know. I'm so bad. So bad at this game. I'm just so fired right now.
Right, you're fired.
In that case, you can go home.
That's right. Yep. I'm going home.
What
Li-
the?
Okay.
I thought this was.
Danny.
No, it was the fancy page.
Danny, it is your turn. You are next to Cyra. You are 5, 10, 15 feet away from the nearest creature. I'm sorry, 20.
So next time,
What's up?
I'm gonna actually roll for acrobatics. I accidentally added athletics. My bad. So acrobatics,
Seely.
That's okay.
Yeah, that would be.
next time we'll do it.
It happens.
Sorry.
This might seem redundant or kind of pointless, but I do want to. Can I sense motive and tell if they're behaving weirdly, or and also why are they after us? They just want food.
That would have to be. Yeah, fuck it. Go ahead and do
Good idea.
a perception
just
check.
from what just what I see from sense motive. I
Yep.
don't know. What kind of check is it?
It's a perception check.
Sweet. That would be a 10.
These look like very hungry meat-eating birds.
That makes sense.
They're probably just spotted some food, and you realize that there's no, you haven't seen anything else in the past day and night. These things are probably starving. Well, maybe not starving, but thankful for like a very obvious meal out in front of them.
The meal will be ours.
Okay, you have 2 actions left, my good sir.
I'm going to throw a frost vial at the bird closest to Tor.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, 11.
It is a miss, good sir.
Okay, and then I will move.
Does it do any splash damage?
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. 2 cold splash.
Okay. Cool.
It says, oh, the bomb deals 2d6 cold damage, 2 cold splash, and the target takes a 10-foot penalty. I don't know if they'll get the penalty or not.
Yeah, you missed it, so it's not going to take a penalty.
Okay. All right. So 2 splash, and then I'm going to move 10 feet towards Azalea.
That's 15 feet. Do you want to go that far, or do you want to stay here?
5,
So it's
20,
5,
10.
15, 20, 30.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
perfect. And that's it.
Azalea, it is the top of the round. You take your 1 point of bleed damage. Go ahead. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna figure out how to apply the persistent damage. I just have to do it myself.
Just
Okay.
minus 1 HP. This should be the. Anyway, I've got it tracked now, so.
Okay. I'm gonna try to actually tumble behind this time accurately.
Okay, let's try it again.
23.
Yeah, that does it. You So Danny throws his frost vial and starts running over towards Azalea, and you watch as Azalea just like kind of tucks and rolls between this creature's feet, and is now on the other side of the creature.
All right, I'm gonna try to attack it.
It's now flat-footed, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
$19.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Plus 8. 10.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you stumble underneath it, and rather than just like stabbing it, you actually kind of drag your rapier point across its underbelly as you come across. You have 1 more action, It is no longer flat-footed though.
I'll attack it again anyway. It's -5 to the second attack.
Correct.
5 and then 10.
Yep.
But if it's a
Is it agile or finesse? Although I think rapiers have both.
It's
anyway.
it's agile. It's agile.
It's
Agile would
agile.
make it a -4.
rapier doesn't. It's actually just a precision, but that's fine. So -5. Yikes. Does a 12 hit?
It does not. You
Cool.
go to stab at it, and it actually like catches it with its beak, and tries to remove it from your grip, but is unable to do so.
Oh, bitch.
Uh,
I rolled a 6, so -5 gave me a 1.
Yep. So it's gonna turn and face you. It's actually going
Is-
to. Oh, go ahead, Danny. What's up?
Is it an agile weapon?
No, this one's a finesse.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just finesse. The daggers that I have are agile and finesse, but not.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Hello.
it squawks at you, and it's going to attack you. And it's actually going to miss with its beak, as it was more preoccupied with your blade, and but it's going to kick out at you, and that will hit with a 24, and it will kick you for 6 damage, and it actually knocks you prone, as again it manages to kick you in the chest. Blech. Kind of very similar to Tor. And it's going to attack you. Okay. It gets a critical hit as it just tries to stomp on your skull.
Oh fuck.
And it does
Rip.
12.
This is still my bird, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It deals 12 points of damage. Piercing damage. And you are still prone. Now the other one is going to go after Tor because, well, it stabbed him and it's unhappy about it.
How hurt does the bird look?
What?
How hurt does this bird look?
You can see that on your turn.
Cool.
Tor, it gets a critical hit with its beak.
Rip, guys.
Rip. You take. How much health do you have?
33.
I don't like that
Okay.
question.
You take 18 points of damage.
Piercing.
Yep, piercing.
So -1 then for my armor.
Nice.
Yes.
And your persistent bleed damage is instead of 1, it's 3 now. As it gets worse
Fuck.
as this thing stabs at you. It's gonna try to kick you. And let's see, you have a 19. It just barely hits you with the kick. It does 6 points of more piercing damage, because again, it's using its claws to kind of push you down.
Talons.
Maybe that -1 to AC actually hurt us.
And the second attack misses.
I could have just as easily
Or
rolled a
third
20.
attack,
So
excuse me. Okay, Tor, you're getting lucky with these kicks as it's not stomping on you when it's down. So go ahead with your turn, Tor.
Must be nice.
yeah, I'll use an action to stand up.
You take your 3 points of persistent damage.
Yeah. Let's see. I think there's with my medicine I can stop my bleed.
That would be an action, I believe.
Yeah, attempt a medicine check, giving them the chance to make another flat check.
I'm right next to you and capable of healing.
Okay.
And my heals do heal persistent damage.
Well, fuck it. See what happens.
I love it.
Leroy Jenkins. Try to attack with the faux shard.
Okay.
That will hopefully hit 29.
That's that is a critical hit. Go ahead.
Fuck yeah. Time to rage, bitch. Not really rage because I'm fatigued.
because you're
but,
not. Yeah.
But 2d8's a d10. Sweet, because this has got the deadly.
Yeah.
Just kick ass. And this one is the d10. $25 points of damage. Suck it, bitch.
Yeah. So this thing like kicks you, and you knock
I'm
down, and you
pissed.
get angry. You know, you're really
Yeah,
tired.
yeah.
You don't get as angry as you really could be, but you almost blindly strike out with this weapon. More just absolute force behind it, and you just like come up as you're standing up with the faux shard, and you just like lop this thing's head off, and it's just like it just kind of falls down, very dead. You have one more action.
I'm gonna pull out my minor healing potion for
Okay.
use next time.
Okay, cool. You remove the healing potion.
That was awesome.
Cyra, it is your turn.
We'll do soothe. Here's my 10. Please don't suck. 8 points, but his persistent damage is healed.
Yep.
Sweet.
So you get 8 back and your persistent damage ends.
Yep.
And that unfortunately is all of my actions.
Okay.
I am maintaining Inspire Courage.
Yes. Danny, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna throw Alchemist Fire at the bird over by Azalea.
Yep.
23.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Oops. 4 and 4, 8 plus. Sorry, 8
No, you're
plus 1. 9 fire damage.
Okay.
3 persistent fire.
Okay.
And 2 fire splash that I'm gonna restrict to it. That way it doesn't hit Azalea.
There you go. And 2 fire splash.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, this thing is on fire, and as the other body falls, this one bursts into flame, and it starts squawking in this kind of horrifying, dying sort of way. You have more actions, Danny.
I'm gonna throw a Tanglefoot bag at it.
Ooh, okay.
Let's see. 18.
Yeah, it's a hit. What does it need? What does it need to do, or what happens to it?
So Tanglefoot takes a 15-foot penalty.
Okay.
And an escape DC, an escape DC of 19.
Okay.
But yeah, 15-foot penalty.
Yeah. So you watch as this bag of like ropes and almost looks like roots just kind of like split up and wrap around this creature's legs, and it's still squawking, and it's having a real bad time. You have
squawking and burning.
Yeah. It's not very pretty.
Or at least we have dinner.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Is there anything else that you can do, or are you out of actions?
I'm gonna move diagonally back towards back to where I was before. Yep, 1 and 2 right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Azalea, you take 1 point of bleed damage. And you are prone.
I'm going to use a move action to get up.
Okay. You are able to
I'm just
stand.
going to try to stab it now.
Go ahead.
Just a straight gonna. Does a 23 hit?
It does. Go ahead and do damage.
Cool. 7.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I'm mad at it, so I'm gonna stab it right through the eye, like into its skull.
Yeah. So
And,
this thing is like it doesn't even see you anymore, as it is like dying, and you just like as it's kind of trying to run away, its feet are all tangled up. It can't really move, and as it kind of like falls forward, and you just like see the perfect opening, and you stab your rapier through its eye, and it just immediately stops squawking, and just kind of like the stench of like burnt feathers and it's and burnt skin. It's not very pleasant.
Is any of it cooked well enough to eat?
Roll a nature check. You are still.
16?
You know, you could probably have like. Not really. It's like the skin is like burned, and then there's not really much in the way of meat underneath that is actually cooked. You would probably have to start a fire and actively cook it for a while to actually make it edible.
Damn it. Okay.
Am I able to carve the one up in front of me maybe pull some meat off of it for cooking later.
So, out of combat at this point, Azalea, you're still bleeding.
And I was like, am I still persistently bleeding though?
You
Because I
are.
need to like stop.
I'm going to run over there and cast Soothe again, which will end your persistent bleed damage.
There you go.
Okay. Do I get any health back, or is it just?
Oh yeah,
everything that-
yeah. Just me. Incredible.
Yeah, give her just a
Sweet,
moment.
you get 12 health back.
There you go.
Nice.
It was a much better roll.
Those little rings are pretty cool.
Yes. Thank you to Slugger for the awesome gift. It's wonderful.
And a box to organize them in that he's obviously not using.
I had only organized one of the. Rather, Marlena organized one of the bags, and but because you had told me that you wanted to do it, and I was like, oh, okay, I just won't do it because Courtney wants to
I
do
do
it.
want to
and
do
then,
it. It's true, I do want to do it.
So
I just haven't been over.
Yeah, that is why I have not done it yet. But I'm probably gonna do it here shortly at some point. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you soothe her. You guys can do survival checks if you want to try to cut up the bird.
20 dirty.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm invisible for another like 9.5 minutes. I'm gonna rover. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Look at that.
Inception. Nice.
Inception. Okay.
I'm gonna wander.
You're
I'm gonna
wander around?
range as far as I can.
Okay.
And make sure there's nothing else of danger to us.
Roll a perception check.
Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Please don't suck.
Joke's on you. It's too late.
12.
Okay.
It's not that bad, but it is not good.
Okay. So Tor, I'm sorry, I had you roll a survival check. For meat
Dirty 20.
stuff. Dirty 20. That's right. Danny, what are you doing at this time?
I can assist with chopping up the bird, but does it look like it's gone pretty well?
The first one, yeah. First one's going pretty well.
Okay.
There's like a lot of meat here. These are like 150 pound birds. They're big fucking birds.
Oh, geez. We probably only need to cut this one up then, and it's less mangled than the other one.
We might carry one chunk of just some raw meat, just as we travel through to throw at any other birds that come after us.
Exactly, yeah. We'll either have it to eat later when we're able to build a nice fire, or we can feed it to an animal to hopefully throw it off from us.
When I get back, I'll offer up that I can use Produce Flame to have a controlled fire, so we don't have to do anything like crazy or start one.
We don't have to burn down the prairie.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try not to do that.
Azalea, while they're
Again.
kind of cutting up the birds, I'm sorry, Danny, you just kind of made that notification that hey, he doesn't need your help. Now, what are you doing? I'm sorry, and then I'll get to you, Azalea.
At this point, like I suppose I'm just gonna. There was a hill. You said we came down a hill.
Kind of, yeah. Like they caught you on like the side of it. Like it's a very, very shallow hill. It's not very tall, but.
Oh, okay. With that, I'm just going to hang out and assist. Really, I mean, I don't know that I can get a good view on what's in the area. Like I'm worried about anybody sneaking up on us.
Yeah, you can roll a perception check as well. Now, Azalea, what are you doing?
18.
Oh, I'm definitely cutting up the bird that tried to kill me.
With what?
I have a dagger.
Good enough.
It's probably not going to look well. It doesn't
It'll
have to
take
look
a little while. Roll a survival check.
Okay.
What'd you get?
It wasn't a natural one. It was, however, a 2.
I rolled a 5 on my perception. I'm like, oh, this is not great,
I just
guys.
end up angrily stabbing it instead.
Yeah, there's not much you're really
Right.
getting out of this thing. It's your feathers, like burnt feathers, are kind of flying, but like, yeah, it's not much you're
A
getting out of it.
man.
You're taking it out on the bird. Yep.
I don't blame you. Freaking mule kicked you.
Yeah.
Twice?
And it stomped on your face. It was a bad time.
Yeah.
You're lucky
Very
the soil was a little bit softer here as you kind of sunk into it.
It was like a
We were
nice
both
pancake.
lucky we didn't die.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's a big there's a Tor-sized and an Azalea-sized divot in the ground.
I'll do some healing later when we can sit down and get some rest.
Yeah. Danny, you don't see anything untoward. There's nothing coming towards you. But
Okay.
yeah. Ouch. So what do you guys want to do? It'll take you about an hour to really make like big enough chunks for each person to carry. They'll be considered one bulk each.
Ooh, I
And
actually
you
don't want to carry it.
You can make smaller pieces if you want. 10 light pieces of equipment count as one bulk. But everything is rounded down. So if you have 9 pieces of light bulk, they don't count as 1. They count as 0.
Yeah, I'll do 9 pieces of light bulk.
Yeah.
Same.
Gimmick the system. Play the system a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It makes sense.
How do you there's a feat, right, that allows you to carry more, right?
I'm sure there is, but
Probably.
I just wasn't sure if you remembered what it was off the top of your head. I should've
no,
known
sorry.
better. Yeah, no, you're right. It's an odd one, so I wouldn't have remembered it either. Anyway,
Okay.
When I get back, I will set about carefully cooking things with produce flame.
Okay. Make a survival check for me.
Are
Why?
we just gonna set up
Why are you
camps
like
here?
this? That was rhetorical. Don't worry. I understand logically why. Still gonna complain. Yes, I rolled a 15.
There you go.
No modifier.
Good.
Just lucked out on cooking the meat.
And Tor asked if you guys were going to set up camp here.
We gotta rest. I'm sad we didn't get all the way through, but
Are we able to use maybe the hill a little bit to kind of protect us?
Yeah, what side of the hill do you guys want to stay on?
Probably on the east side, so we can.
Okay.
We'll keep the west because that's kind of where everything's out to us.
Yeah, you guys kind of settle down a little bit. Cyra starts cooking the birds surprisingly well. Tor kind of divvies up 9 light pieces of bird meat to everybody. Yeah, and you guys are able to have a meal, and it saves you a day's worth of rations.
can I stick them all in my rapier and eat it like a kebab?
Like a skewer, you may. Yes.
Awesome. Well, at least we've got some real food here to eat. It's
Yeah.
nice and hot. Thank you, Sarah.
yeah, I figure we can eat as much as we can possibly stand,
It helps
carry
with
as much as we
fatigue.
can without fatigue, eat some in the morning, and call it as good as we can. I'll take the first watch. I'm gonna keep cooking pieces.
I'm gonna awkwardly thank Danny for helping me take it down because I'm not good at
Social interactions.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with them. I'm not good at admitting I needed help.
Ah,
So
So yeah, thanks for fire.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really do much. It just, whatever. It's yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Also
I probably
not-
could have handled it on my own. You're right.
also not good with feelings.
Although the sticky bag was pretty cool.
It was. And
Pointless, but cool.
yeah, I mean, no, it kept it in place so I could kill it. It was good. It was good fighting.
You fought good.
You did good, kid.
Luckily, I didn't start another grass fire.
Yeah.
sorry, it's very windy here, and my house keeps
Yeah.
farting. It keeps
They're making
farting, and it's
Big ass
it's like it's like blowing in a gutter or something like that. Every 2 seconds now, the wind picked up and
I keep thinking it's a plane, except that it never stops. So I'm also going with wind.
yeah, oh yeah, somebody's blowing a trumpet in the corner of the room. What the fuck? Anyway, yeah. So
I guess
go ahead.
before
Tor.
bed, I'll do some healing and then do some more healing in the morning if we need it.
Okay. You gonna use that potion or?
No, I'm gonna use my healer's tools.
Okay.
And so yeah, the DC 15 check.
Yep.
There 2d8 hit points. Just this one.
What do we get
7.
for sleeping? It's con plus your level.
Con times your level. Con modifier times your level. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll start on myself. I got 14 for my roll. Now I need 15 points of damage, and then I'll ask to see who else needs some healing. Anybody? You
I
need
feel
some,
good.
Azalea? All right.
I almost died. It's fine.
You get 13.
Cool. Thanks. Oh no,
You're
not
welcome.
damage. Cancel. Heal.
13 deck. Ah! Just stabs you
I
with a
jam
scalpel.
in the scalpel. Ah! Cool.
Okay.
And then I'll be ready for bed
Cool.
after spending the time to do that.
Danny, is there anything you're doing before you go to sleep?
I mean, should I prep? Do we prep our spells and stuff before we go to sleep, or after we wake up, or does it
You
matter?
have
Like
to
class?
rest first.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So no, I'm gonna go straight to sleep.
Azalea, you also going straight to sleep?
Yeah. I wanted to do this 8 hours ago.
Yeah, so you three just kind of like, once you kind of tend to your wounds and whatnot, just pass the fuck out. You're just out.
I'm gonna set up my tin tonight. I'm just like,
Just blackness. It's still like
Yeah.
like the middle of the afternoon at this point. And Cyra, you are doing your level best to cook meat and not start a brush fire, which is going admirably well. Uh, is there anything otherwise you want to do on your watch? Just kind of sit here and cook, or what?
Are any of the parts of the bird carcasses, do they look useful? The
Well,
talons, maybe, or do any of the feathers look valuable?
you could try to collect some talons and some feathers. As valuable as, well, most people probably won't go out of their way to kill these damn things, so you'll probably get some money for them.
Okay.
But you could roll a survival check and when you're done cooking stuff and try to do that.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be my goal.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to keep a watch while I do this. So
Oh, yeah.
I understand that will be slow working.
Yes, I will. I've got that taken care of. So go ahead, do your survival check.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm really sad I didn't roll perception first.
You are able to take care of able to get 12 talons, all 12, so 6 from each bird. And you're able to collect. You spend time. You collect 50 feathers total. That would total altogether one light bulk.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can split these with some other person so that it's not one light bulk.
But as you're like kind of pulling the feathers out, and you're doing it fairly well, but you're starting to fall asleep. I need you to roll a D100 for me.
I am so concerned. What the fuck are we rolling for?
It makes things happen. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. The concern is fun. 32.
Okay. And as you so diligently
two more birds pop up.
take care of this bird, you realize how like soft these feathers are. And,
Oh no, are these babies and there's a mama?
and you just like fall asleep.
That's what I expected. She'd fall asleep on it.
Okay. So Danny,
Yes.
you awaken sometime in the middle of the night. The moon
Middle
is
of the night or our night?
the actual night.
Oh no.
The moon is near full. It's quiet. Nobody seems to be awake. So yeah, what are you doing, bud?
Well, nobody's awake. I will go. I mean, this is just a featureless, like, base of a hill
Kind
area.
of,
Like,
yeah. There's a few like I don't even want to say boulders. There's not really anything out here. There's some like fist-sized rocks, and then mostly just grass. It is incredibly barren, even though there's like some vegetation. It's just grass.
I'll sit at the spot I can get the best view,
Okay.
whatever that happens to be.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of walk up. It's late at night, right? Or well,
Yeah.
early. Well, I don't know what time of night it is, but
sometime after moonrise. That's about the best you can get.
okay. I'll sit somewhere and I will indulge in a guilty pleasure of one by cigar. It's my last one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, I will use a infused reagent, make a tender twig, light that puppy up, and enjoy my cigar and try to take in what's going on around us, or just look for not really looking for activity, but observing the area around us.
Okay. So as you're kind of sitting here and just kind of watching and enjoying your cigar, and it's a good pungent smoke smell that fills the air around you. It's good. Um, but the wind shifts a little bit, and it kind of blows out of the northeast, and something overpowers the smell of your cigar. It's not very like a strong wind, but the smell, it smells it's just cloying. It's smelly. It almost makes you choke up. It's not quite decay, but like something in the middle there, coming from like northeast direction. And it goes away quickly as the wind shifts back, coming out of the east. But yeah, that's the only thing you don't see anything. There's nothing obvious anywhere. Nothing comes up on you, but
I wonder if we've passed the north-south line south of the lake. Like, have we gone far enough west to get past the lake? Like, maybe that's the smell of the lake.
you mean east? I would hope you.
Yeah. You know what I mean. Going west, yeah. Going west. Have we passed far enough east? East to be past the lake, or what that is. If it's coming from the northeast, we haven't gotten very far. I'm not sure.
Yeah. You know that while you were trying to go slow through the day and night, you were very much slowed your pace, and then in the day you got back to a kind of a normal, like 2 to 3 miles an hour pace. Um, just based on where you are, you would guess you're maybe southwest of the lake.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe that's the lake. It's a good thing we're not going that way, and we want to avoid the lake. So
Maybe.
yeah. I mean, I still got time to sleep some more.
Yeah. If you guys, I mean, if you don't wake anybody up, or if you do, it's like the middle of the night sometime. You can't really tell. You were so damn tired, you slept like a long time.
And we didn't really talk about keeping guard before we went to bed, right?
Cyra mentioned that she was keeping the first watch.
And she's already out
Yes.
because the feathers.
It takes you a minute to find her, but you do see her kind of. It's kind of gross, honestly. She's kind of fell asleep face first
down in the grass.
in a dead body on the feathers. It's really gross, but like she's exhausted clearly.
I guess I'll go find Azalea's tent.
She didn't even set up a tent, and you just see her like passed out, face down in the dirt.
Well, have I been up long enough to really count this as a watch?
I fell asleep in my impression.
Yeah. You're
The perfect fit.
You're awake you've been awake for a while. Yeah, sure. You would consider it a watch.
Then I'll go over there and try to hand it up because it looks like nobody else is up. So I'll try to wake up Azalea and tell her to, maybe if she wants to watch,
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going back to bed.
Go ahead.
Azalea. Sorry. I've been up a while. You wanna watch for things?
Fine.
Okay. And then I'll just run off, go to scamper into my bedroll.
Okay. Yeah, you quickly curl up and more comfortable this time, and yeah, you pass right the fuck out. Azalea, you're a little groggy, but yeah, it is the nighttime at some time.
Am I fatigued still?
At this point, you feel fairly well refreshed.
So I'm not?
You are not fatigued anymore.
Okay. Love that.
Is there anything you want to do?
I'm going to look out for stuff that's trying to kill us again.
Okay. So yeah, you spend the night kind of on a slight patrol, just looking around. You don't see anything. You don't smell anything. You don't hear anything. Just the wind. Um, every once in a while, yeah, you get the whiff of salt from the sea, and then maybe something a little more murky coming out of the north. But it only happens every once in a while, and for the most part, your watch goes quietly as cloud rise begins and the morning strikes. It only takes about an hour for the morning to get to you. Yeah. What do you guys? Do you want to wake everybody up, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna get like a frying pan and like maybe a bird bone and just wake everybody up.
I don't get no sleep because you get no sleep because of me.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
None of you are fatigued anymore. You're all well rested.
Got that infernal racket. I'm awake.
Time to go.
Thought we were gonna move during the night. Where did we sleep all night?
I don't know.
I fell
Ask
asleep in a
Cyra.
dead body.
Well, you should probably press to digitate that smell away. Ugh.
Yeah, it's starting to
Ugh.
stink.
My eye and the feathers are now clean.
Okay. Yeah, the stench
Yeah, the
quickly
talons.
goes away as you clean yourself up. Danny, you got a nice hour nap in.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yep.
Do I have an opportunity to reprep alchemy or not really?
Not really. So you prepped on your watch. So you've used one of your reagents for a tinder twig.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 10 minutes treating Azalea for 12. Or sorry, 9. And then 10 minutes
Okay.
healing myself.
Okay.
For 14.
Nice.
So I'm full up.
Mhm.
I got a bunch of talons and feathers. Is anybody able to carry just a little? Okay. I should
Nope.
live.
Nope. I'm full.
Yeah, my pack's pretty full with the bird meat.
Azalea, you said you can carry a few? You nodded your head?
Yeah, no, I can carry either one. Is
Okay.
fine.
So if they together are a light bulk, then half of them are a no bulk, apparently. Excellent.
They're
I'm using
9 light. They're 9 light. So one group would be 5 light and 4 light individual bulks. That's how I'm just gonna do that for now. That's
Oh wait, 10 light bulk to be 1 bulk.
yes. Yep.
Okay.
So a group of 5 would be the feathers, and then the group of 4 would be the talons. Oh, or you can divvy that up as you wish.
Maybe we just leave a tiny bit because I don't think we can carry it off. I'm going to leave the 2 smallest talons.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, I have 10 good talons and I have 50 fancy looking feathers.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
As it cannot be divvied up in any better way.
So now that you've kind of all recovered here, you're not fatigued anymore. How do you guys want to proceed? It is the third day on the trail. If you kind of don't include that first one.
Let's eat all the meat we can't carry. As much as we can stand that we can't carry.
Okay.
You guys
That's what I
settle in for a quick breakfast. You're able to eat some of that bird meat. It's a little gamey, especially kind of without any sort of
I love it.
spices. But yeah, not bad. Could be much worse. You've had worse. All of you have had worse. But yeah, you're able to eat that food, and breakfast passes uneventfully. What's
All right.
Well,
yeah? Go ahead.
Let's keep pressing. How quickly do we want to move?
maybe just a standard pace. Do we have any idea about how close we are? About how many more days it'll take us?
You could roll a survival check or a geography check. Anybody?
22 for survival.
Okay. So based on you kind of lost pace of kind of where you guys were going the other day and night and day, um, you would probably guess you have like four-ish days to go if you keep up a normal, like a standard walking pace. If you were to try to go slowly and not be seen, anywhere from 8 to 10 days is your expectation.
Okay.
It's a good like 75, 80 miles.
I
No,
think we're still like a week away, even at a
I just
normal
wanna go.
march.
Yeah.
Unless we can find something to ride or pay somebody to take us faster.
God damn it! I actually have a strength. So I didn't take it, so ignore me. Sorry.
Can we just like move faster?
Just
I mean, we
march.
could run.
You could
Or
you could run, but you can only run so long before you get fatigued. Let me pull up the exploration activities to make sure that I give you the correct information. 479.
We can march indefinitely, right?
Pretty much
Well, sorry, not indefinitely, but we could march a full day.
like all day. Yeah. So looking at exploration activities, you guys would be able to go about 20 miles per day, ish. You could hustle. You can hustle only for a number of minutes equal to your con mod times 10. And then if you're in a group, you use the lowest constitution modifier among everyone to determine how fast the group can hustle together. So if you want to hustle, then it would be based on whoever's got the lowest constitution, and for however long. And then you wouldn't be able to do that anymore for that day, unless you wanted to go fatigued again.
But we could hustle and then march.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Or march and then hustle. It's up to you. Or march,
Yeah, I mean, I figured
hustle,
we just
march,
ate a bunch
whatever.
of food.
Yeah.
I figured we just ate a bunch of food. Maybe we march for a little bit, then hustle, then march for longer.
Sure. Who's got the lowest constitution modifier?
probably me. I have a 1.
You're a barbarian with a. Okay, it's a choice.
It's awesome.
I had a con. I think I had a con
Oh, yeah.
negative penalty. I had a con penalty. Yeah, for it being half elf or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can't run very far, but hey, you know what? That's okay. You can
Okay, I can
still
hit
run.
things. Bonk bonk.
Yes, you guys set out on your travels, keeping an eye out for any potential trouble. Yeah, and you press onward. You hustle a little bit toward the beginning of the day to kind of just keep the pace going, get the blood flowing. You go for about 10 minutes, just at a pretty good run, and then yeah, Tor, you get pretty tired, man. It's gonna burn you out.
And all that crap and
Yeah,
armor
you
and
got a lot of
stuff, so.
shit going on. It's too much. It's more efficient to walk. Okay. Is there anything you guys want to attempt to do or talk about or whatever while you're marching, while you're walking?
Mm,
Not a big
No,
deal if not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Nothing.
stay kind of quiet.
yeah.
Yeah, so you guys quietly march on through the day and hope to find something as you continue your travels. And toward the end of the day, you guys make pretty good time. I mean, it's relatively flat ground, slightly hilly. It's not incredibly exhausting, but as the clouds begin to depart and the night again comes, it is your third night on the trail, and you watch as the full moon rises large in front of you, at least going the right direction. I need somebody to roll a survival check to see if they can find a campsite.
Nope. Fine. No fucking clue.
Did you get a
8
9?
total.
Oh, 8. Okay. Yeah. So Tor, you don't see anything, man. It's just grassland.
Does
It's
13 do better?
nearly featureless.
Probably.
But
not.
as you crest a hill, Azalea, you spot a small, like a dark spot in the distance. Maybe water. Maybe half a mile out from your position in the moonlight, it kind of reflects a little bit. It's not a big pond, but something.
I found some water over there.
You
Oh,
kind
let's
of
go check it out.
point to it.
Maybe. I mean, things will go there to drink in the middle of the night. Predators, birds.
All right, then you do better. You look for it next time.
Well, oh yeah, okay, that's fair.
Are you guys gonna go over there? Check
Yeah,
it
I'll
out?
go over there.
Interesting, and I can't ignore interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with and just kind of hang out in the back. I'm not gonna not go.
Okay.
I am wildly understimulated from this march.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. It
Any
is
change of pace in the landscape.
extremely boring.
Gotta
it
go.
sucks.
Gotta look at it.
And
Hey.
yeah, you guys run over there.
Driving through Ohio over here.
Straight up. It's like driving through Kansas, man.
Does the water look pretty deep? Does it look like an actual like kind of pond, or is it just more like a water hole, like a puddle?
Definitely. You know what? As you're kind of looking at it, it initially kind of looks like just a water hole, but you realize it's probably a spring. It's not much bigger than maybe 20 feet by 30 feet. But like, you don't know, you can't see the bottom, and it's cold water, even colder than the air outside. So, yeah, it's probably just. It looks clean. You can actually see, just the lack of light, even the moonlight. You can't see quite to the bottom, but like you can see the first bit of shoreline, and it looks clean.
Danny, do you think you could find me some worms to use?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, sweet. I'm gonna break out my fishing pole and assemble it.
Okay.
I'll just use one of my old daggers to kind of dig into the dirt and see if I can
Make a survival check, Danny.
Natural one.
Wait,
Yeah,
what was I looking for?
you don't see a damn thing. You would expect to find a lot of things near a water hole. Nothing. There's nothing here.
Maybe you guys can flip over some
They
rocks
bring
or
back
something.
some worm-colored grass.
Yeah, that's the best you're able to really do here is worm
I
color.
don't think this will work, but
Yeah.
we'll try, and I'll try to do like some fly fishing type techniques with some grass, maybe so it looks like a bug or something.
Yeah, you toss it out there and there's just nothing, no movement.
Darn.
Um,
Well, maybe we'll find some worms in the morning or something.
Azalea, what are you trying to do while they're kind of fucking around doing that?
Just kind of making sure nothing looks like it's gonna sneak up on us.
Yeah, that's fair. Doesn't appear to be anything nearby. As you're kind of
Is there a
hanging
good spot to like actually put up a tent, or is this still like a bad, maybe just a bedroll kind of night?
out. There's no cover here. There's some like larger rocks, maybe Cyra-sized rocks, but like that's about it.
Is the wind like bad, or
No, the wind is maybe like 2 to 5 knots. It's not bad. It's a breeze, and it's
okay.
not
No tent tonight?
it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, no tent tonight then.
Okay. So Cyra, as Danny and Tor are kind of like fishing, in this spring water, are you trying to do anything? You're muted.
I just want to set up my little tent.
Okay.
I like to be warm.
Okay. Are you guys gonna do a watch?
Yeah, I'll take the first watch.
Danny, is there anything you wanted to do before you went to bed, other than
No,
fail at searching for worms?
no, I'm kind of upset that I couldn't find worms.
You dejected kind of roll up in your bedroll. And Danny, in your dejection, I need you to roll a D100.
Oh no.
Why? What does it mean?
No shit. A natural, I shit you not, a natural 1.
On a D100, you got a 1.
I got a 1.
That's
Zero,
impressive.
The odds of that are
1.
That's impressive. Wow.
What
Yeah. 1 in 100.
Good for you. Good for you.
So I rolled a 1.
Okay. Cool.
I'm probably gonna die.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Suddenly
rolled a 4 and turned out okay.
you have a heart attack and die. Sweet.
Rocks
Thanks.
fall from the heavens.
That's right. Yeah. So as you guys all sleep, Tor, you are. Oh,
You realize you're in a game, and then you cease to exist.
yeah.
Like the drummer.
Yeah. You don't think, and therefore you are not.
No thought.
Oh,
November.
So Tor, you are by the edge of this water, just messing around, trying to see if you can get anything to bite, and it doesn't seem
Oh my god!
to be.
I hope it's evil water like.
There doesn't seem
outside
to be
of
anything in
Moria.
here. But as you're kind of looking down, with the moon is fairly well reflected in this water, and you're mostly focused on that, and you actually see a shadow passes over the moon, similarly shaped to the one that you saw a few nights before. And as you tear your gaze away from the water and actually look to the sky, you see 2 more, but they're either much higher or much smaller. You can't really decide which. And they are kind of doing a very lazy kind of circle.
Gonna
Yeah,
cower and look up at them. Am I able to retain enough of what they look like to describe it to the party?
yeah, so these are the problem with these creatures, they are draconic in nature, clearly, right? They have these big leathery looking wings and a kind of a sinuous body, but they all have black scales. That's all you can. That's the only sort of defining feature you can see. And then as you kind of watch them a little bit, and as they seem to be getting closer, it looks like they're descending on you. They're fairly small, and they almost distort the air around them with a kind of a darkness almost.
They look like they're coming straight for us.
They are so you guys are all kind of on the northwestern side of this little spring. If they were to land, they would probably land on the opposite side of the spring. It looks like they know you're here because you can they're wheeling and they're not. They seem to be hesitant. They wheel. They kind of come down a little bit and then they climb back up, and then they descend a little bit more and then climb back up a little bit. They seem to be very wary.
Oh, so they're looking at me specifically. And,
Yes,
and
yes.
Kind of scared or whatever.
It seems to be the body language that they're giving off.
Okay. I'll put my faux shard on the ground and maybe walk 10 feet from it. Not super far, but enough to know that put it on the ground, show that.
Okay.
Just to hopefully maybe put them a little more at ease.
Yeah, so they kind of see that and they climb away, and then they kind of circle again for maybe a minute or two, and then one of them seems to be the brave one and dives down, not at you, but swiftly towards the water, and with kind of a surprisingly quiet flap of not large wings, and you realize these creatures are maybe the size of large dogs. They land beside the pond on the far side of this spring, and you recognize them as something that you had seen somebody butcher on a table in an inn some weeks ago as shadow drakes. There are 3 of them, and one of them just stops and is kind of sipping water out of the spring, eyeing you the entire time. And then a second one comes down as that first one takes off again. And it's very quiet. The rest of you are asleep, and sleep can't even hear this. But Tor, they're very anxious, but they seem to at least trust that you're not going to try to hurt them.
How far across is the pond where they're at?
It's 20 feet. It's not very far.
Okay.
So you're maybe 30-ish
in
feet away.
Draconic, I'm going to ask them if they can understand me.
Oh, okay. Roll a persuasion check. Diplomacy.
I'm not very
that's the thing.
persuasive.
Yeah.
Oh, diplomacy.
Yeah. I was
4.
persuasion. That's the wrong game.
4.
4, huh? Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, give me just a second. Yeah. So these creatures, the shadows kind of writhe around them a little bit, and as you speak in Draconic, the one that is down on the ground, like its head jerks up and looks at you, kind of cocks its head to the side. It doesn't respond, and it actually like it backs away and takes off a little bit, but stays at maybe 15, 20 feet in the air, like close enough to hear you. The third one is a little bit way higher up, and the first one's maybe at like 30, 40 feet.
If you can understand me, I won't cause you any harm as long as you don't cause me or my friends any harm.
They like don't
Drink
seem
the
to
water.
respond. Yeah, the third one ends up coming down and stops and kind of again it cocks its head to the side, looks at you for a moment, drinks some water, it's still staring at you the entire time and takes off.
I'll take a few steps back, maybe 5 steps or 5 feet, and then sit down on the ground.
Yeah, they each one again lands, takes a drink, takes off again. And after about 5 minutes of that or so, they continue to circle over your position, but maybe like 20, 30 feet up. They're not.
Are you able to help us? Just say that.
They don't fly away. You take that as a positive sign. And again, they're like the size of large dogs, so you're not entirely sure of their intelligence level, but they at least
I'll
seem to
slowly
understand
get
you.
up and wake up Cyra. I'll be like, shh. And then I'll point. I'll be like, you can speak Draconic, right?
Mm-hmm.
See if you can talk to these things, these shadow drakes. Be
Okay.
Very
I'll
very
leave.
cautious. They're very skittish.
Well, I'm very small, so I
Exactly.
think there's got a chance there. I'll approach slowly and carefully. Hello there, friends.
Yeah, so they're wheeling above you, and they easily spot you in the moonlight as you practically fucking glow, and they don't reply, but they don't fly away.
Maybe you can get them to either scout for us. I don't. They don't look big enough for us to ride, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe they can scout for us or something, or help keep guard. I don't
Are you
know.
hungry?
And maybe there's something that we help them with. Yeah, I've got some meat.
Roll a diplomacy check.
Fucking love this shit, man.
Dirty 20.
Whoa!
Nice.
So as you say that, one of them very quickly, the first one, the brave one that had landed, comes down on your side of the pond this time, and maybe within 15 feet or so of Cyra, and Tor, you're standing next to her. And it's on all fours, so it's on its wings and its legs, and it looks to the side, and it kind of looks around, and it sees that there are others here, so it doesn't get any closer. But it says, We are hungry.
We have food to share.
I'm going
to move. We'll be very slow, but we're going to get it.
Yeah,
You
I'll
can watch him the
slowly
whole
proffer
time.
my pack to Cyra so she can reach in and get the meat.
I'll underhand toss it the first time.
Yeah, you
one bite.
You take like a light bulk's worth of food, which would be a bite for this creature. And you toss
Yeah.
it over, and without missing a beat, it just like snaps it out of the air and just swallows it, and it kind of nods.
Would
a
your
little
friends like some?
bit. And it doesn't say anything in a particular language, but it squawks at the others, and the other two just kind of flutter down next to it, and they're kind of looking at each other. And they're not necessarily jockeying for position, but they're both very clearly hungry.
They're eager, huh?
This time I'm gonna hold pieces out in my hands and very slowly approach. I'm gonna watch their body language. If they look more afraid, I'll pause.
Yeah.
But if they let me approach, I'm going to see if I can feed them.
And like those two that just landed are much more skittish than the first one. And as you kind of approach, they kind of like back up a little bit. And you actually drakes have a semblance of intelligence that you, Cyra, would be aware of. And maybe something along the lines of like not necessarily a toddler, like maybe a capricious teenager, and they just like the first one rolls its eyes and just like morons and comes forward and just grabs it out of your hand, and it's like if they're not going to eat, then I will. And the other two are
There's
like
more.
they kind of panic. You can see it in their body language as they like tighten up, and they both kind of like do their best to awkwardly trot forward and
Yeah.
grab a piece from you each.
Yeah.
And again, they back away after they eat, but like not so far. They maybe back up like 5-10 feet.
We're trying to get to the sea. How do you know how close we are?
They all look at each other. There seems to be the brave one seems to be the spokesman, and it says, about a day's flight.
Good to know. Good to know. Is there danger between here and there for people that must walk?
There are always dangers.
Is there particular danger? But I'll laugh with him.
Ah, yes. When they look at each other and there are many places we do not go. Do not go. Do not go. And it seems he's trying to figure out a word, and rather than just fumble his way through it, he just kind of like
to the
he like
brain.
throws his head in a general northerly direction.
Yeah.
Uh,
The salty water
do not go that
or
way.
the bad water.
It is strange monsters there. Do not go there. It is dangerous.
Yes. Yes. We only want to go east toward moonrise.
Ah, you are perhaps a day or two flight away.
All right. Good, good. Thank you. You've been very helpful.
And so have you. And it just
Tor, do you have
nods it. It just nods it. It doesn't fly
Yeah.
away, but like you can see it kind of prepping to move on. But it
Mhm.
it, it does it like a half nod, almost bow. A lot
I'll return
more nice than the ones that attacked you previously.
Yeah. Tor, did you have any other questions?
No, I was just mainly concerned about if anybody was kind of coming our direction or anything like that, any dangers like that. So,
Have
since
you
they can
been-
see so far from the sky,
Have you seen anything out? We're worried we're being followed. Have you seen anything out west following us? Or did you come from the east? I was asleep.
we came from, and he kind of motions to the south. He doesn't quite understand directions, but
That's
he
okay.
kind of motions to like a south-ish direction.
Okay.
There is a creature in the water. Do not go that way. This water
will not go.
This water is safe. And
That is good to know.
we have not seen much of anything.
Well,
Shrugs.
if you should find information, things that are looking for us or things that are tracking us, there will always be a reward.
Make another diplomacy check.
1 second, I have to let it charge on 20. Hell yeah, 21 this time.
Hey,
nice.
and it like the other two kind of squawk in a. They're like slightly smaller than this one, but probably because it bullies them a little bit. But they just kind of nod and they take off and they kind of
Okay.
flap and fly away. And the brave one just nods and says, "We will keep that in mind." And it takes off.
Well, safe travels. But quietly, because there are things out here.
Yeah, and they actually just kind of circle up as they gain altitude, and they seem to catch a current or thermal, and they just kind of drift off, and you lose sight of them fairly quickly, as against the night sky. The moon seems to block out a lot of the stars, and it just disappears, kind of like a west southwest direction.
Good job, small one. I know. High five.
Well, hopefully it pays dividends. Hopefully they let us know.
Yeah, hopefully they are an eye in the sky and hopefully will help us. Very fascinating creature.
Indeed.
Are
I
you
didn't expect them to be so civil.
yeah. There was
Well-
some kind of intelligence in their eyes. I thought maybe they could speak Draconic.
Indeed. Well, I'll take a turn now if you want to sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna go clean up a little bit and wash off the this bird meat and everything. So I'll put that down and I'll go over and undo my armor and kind of dip into the water. And I've got some soap and stuff, and I'll kind of scrub myself clean. And then when I'm done, I'll go sleep.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So Cyra, you take the watch here. This this harrowing, life-threatening journey is almost worth it. That was the most interesting thing that hasn't tried to kill you in a long time. Like, a 2 whole days.
Remember, I woke you up for it.
Is there anything in particular you want to be doing on your watch?
No, this time I'm gonna walk so I don't fall asleep.
Yeah, that's kind of a painful memory as you move, and but thankfully, giving Tor his privacy, and you kind of walk around a little bit, and there's nothing of particular interest as the hours kind of tick by, and Tor ends up sleeping, and toward the end of the night, it's your turn to wake somebody up for their watch.
I'll wake Danny.
Okay. You're muted
Danny.
Womp womp.
I do it on purpose. I do it just to,
every time.
yeah, whatever. Yep. So I'll get up, take my watch. I'll go down to the pond and just kind of sit near it and maybe rinse out some bottles or something like that. Just using the water for whatever I can.
Okay. Yeah, there's not much of use or interest around here. It's quiet. Nothing seems to appear out of nowhere. Nothing attacks you. You're able to clean your stuff out. You get some bottled water. Just what the hell? Fill up your water skin. It's quiet as the moon begins to set and the clouds begin to overtake the sky, and the light begins to shine. It's dismal and gray as usual, but the morning comes without you dying, so that's great.
Yeah. And then are we gonna sleep into the day a little bit? Is that?
Everybody would be able to have a full rest if you woke them up in the morning. So
Oh,
it's up to you.
All right.
How
so
much,
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'll start waking everybody up.
How much meat did we give the drakes?
That would be 4 pieces of 4 light bulk worth of meat.
Okay. Sweet. Just updating my inventory.
Yep.
Yeah. Wake up pretty happy, pretty energized.
Yep.
We met some drakes last night.
They were pretty cool.
They said the lake to the south has a monster in it. So don't go there, but this lake is safe.
And the water to the northwest was obviously bad as well.
Yeah, said that
As we were
area
told.
has many monsters. Which we don't want. That is like the opposite of what we want.
I don't know how fast they fly, but they say we're about a day's flight from the coast.
If anybody has a nature check, they could probably guess how far they can fly in a day.
Are none of us trained in nature? What have
Nope.
we
I'm
done?
not.
Nope, not me.
So be it.
All right, Skill Monkey
Actually,
will take
no,
it next level.
no, you can actually try Arcana, actually,
Oh, hell yeah.
because they are draconic in nature.
15.
A drake of that size could do anywhere from 40 to 80 miles in a day, depending on the winds.
Woo, we might could make it 40 to 80 miles. I know that's vague.
About 2 days. 2 to 3
Okay.
days.
Oh,
We're about 20 miles a day, right?
Yeah.
oh, you're right.
So anywhere from 2 to 4 days ish is
Okay.
what
Yeah.
your guesstimate here.
So we're only halfway there. Oh man.
It's all right. We'll keep on moving. Maybe get some additional intel.
We fed them some of the meat, and that is how we paid them for their services, and told them we would pay them more meat if they saw anything coming towards us.
Now you better make sure we have the meat.
Well, I've got 5
We-
pieces of meat left.
Okay.
Everybody else has 9, so
Yeah.
we'll be fine.
Azalea, now that you've been kind of woken up and you've had a full night's rest, is there anything that you wanted to do in the morning before you guys left?
Not specifically. I just kind of want to get going.
Is there anything you guys wanted to discuss or talk about, or how are you planning to proceed?
Same as yesterday. We'll do our one hustle. Otherwise, we'll march. Unless someone has other thoughts.
Yeah, hustle and then march is fine. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny, you seem to be pretty well versed in underworld things. Like I think I've heard you speak Undercommon before. Is that right?
Oh yeah, yep. I speak Undercommon, Dwarven, Sylvan, and Goblin actually.
Oh, that's interesting. How did you learn all those languages?
Lots of time locked in a alchemy lab in the Duper Hell. Yeah, I was kind of stuck, and
Stuck.
so kind of got locked in there on accident. I don't know whatever.
Did
So I
you lock yourself in there?
Maybe, yeah, it happens. Things happen. But anyway, I read a lot of books about Stringer as well, and I don't know. It's, I had a lot of good information, and kind of got a knack for this alchemy thing.
Oh, interesting. How did you get out?
Believe it or not, I burned the door.
That I can believe, my
I
friend.
do believe that.
Yeah, that is quite believable.
I was eating rats and licking dew off the wall or whatever. There's some fluid in there. It's kind of gross, but it doesn't matter. I survived. I got out, and here I am. So,
Were
yeah.
any of those rats that guy's friends?
I hope not, because he's pretty cool.
He's all right. I'm glad I didn't kill him, I guess.
Oh yeah, he's a good old guy. He'll come help us out, I'm sure, some other time.
Yeah, I mean, our odds were not looking good before.
They definitely improved when he showed up.
And I gave him his rock back. I could have used that, but
You did use it.
whatever.
You used it to save our lives. Think about that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Pretty rock.
That's it. That is quite the exchange. I don't think we would have gotten such a good rate at most jewelers.
I suppose. But
You guys-
regardless,
Well, maybe
I
we
know.
can find you another rock.
that's quite possible. That was worth a lot. It wasn't a cheap one. I do still have this cool purple magic rock. I don't know what it does.
Ooh.
I'll pull out the little purple gem.
Yeah, the one that you got out of the tomb.
Eat it and find out.
Say that again?
Eat it and find out.
Well, I eat worms, not rocks. I mean, it might make my bowel movement sparkly, but I don't know if that's very useful.
You never know what people will say.
You guys, Toasty is curled up in my lap and she has her head resting on my arm.
She
Nice.
is very cute. She's very cute.
Yeah.
I can't show you because I would have to move the camera. and
We
that
we can kind of see her. It's very cute. But yeah, so you guys travel through the day, another 20-ish miles. A little bit of hustle in there to go a little bit further. And as the clouds, what you would expect the clouds to dissipate, but it seems that there might be a little more moisture in the air as the clouds seem to hang out a little bit over as you expect the moon to rise. You can see it rising for maybe about 10 minutes before it's back into the clouds.
Ew.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Well,
So-
clouds tonight.
Could somebody look for a campsite?
Yeah, I'll look for it. 23.
Okay.
Nice.
So this mostly featureless landscape is finally broken as the moon kind of settles behind the clouds. It's finally broken by what appears to be a line of trees. Not a very large line of trees, a very small line of trees. Maybe like 6 or 7 trees, fairly old but still twisted. And it looks like they're kind of running north-south-ish. You can kind of see them in the distance, Danny, but there's you'd have to get closer to investigate to see if there's anything else nearby.
So there's a line of trees in the distance?
Yeah, like 5 or 6. It's not very many. It's just a small
Oh.
cluster.
Well, hey, there's a couple trees back there. We might be able to button ourselves up in there for the night.
Better than nothing.
You guys kind of head that
It's good to
direction.
me.
As you all kind of just have that general agreement of you've been walking all day and it's tiring and trying to get this journey over with as quickly as you can anyway. And these trees, as you get closer, are fairly stunted, but it looks like somebody once planted them. They're too kind of in a row to be natural. And as you approach, you actually see that looks like there used to be the ruins of maybe like a house or a small cabin or something. You can see what used to be a foundation, just a stone foundation. And
Anything
there's
useful left behind?
there's like some shards of glass on the ground. You guys can roll perception checks if you want to see if there's anything around.
Probably not 10.
Okay.
But it wasn't in that one.
Yep.
9.
17.
9.
18.
Okay. Yeah, there's not much here. If somebody lived here, it was a very long time ago. There's no wood here anymore. Like I said, it's like mostly almost a filled-in foundation at this point, with dirt and stuff like that. You've maybe got like a 2-foot tall stone, almost like a wall, just maybe 20 foot by 10 foot. And it looks like there are piles of hewn stone, maybe a little further on, what might have been another structure, but there's no obvious kind of layout for it. Yeah, even just kind of looking through the grass and the dirt and very little light because it's mostly obscured by the clouds here. There's nothing of particular interest other than that. At least this will be a windbreak. That's about what you got.
Maybe Danny can find us another soft spot in the ground.
And
I'll
yeah,
kind of bounce around on the dirt. Obviously not, but, try.
As you're kind of stomping around, looking to see if there's any hidden entrances or anything like that, you don't find anything in particular. But there is enough room between the middle two trees that like one of you could probably string up a tent in between it, and at least have some cover. Yeah, that's really about it.
Is there enough wood on the ground that maybe I could make a fire?
Go ahead and roll a survival check. And Danny, what were you gonna say?
Is there a discernible foundation of the house? What used to be the foundation?
Yes. Yeah, it's like about 20 foot by 10 foot ish.
Search the exterior of that for any entrances to like a wine cellar or basement.
Roll a perception check, and then what'd you get, Tor?
9.
9.
9.
There are some branches on the ground. If you started a fire with these, it would last maybe like 15 minutes. You wouldn't get much out of it.
Okay.
So you got a 17, Danny?
Yeah.
Okay. You're kind of poking around, looking for an entrance to an underground vault or a wine cellar or a basement or something. But there's nothing obvious here to kind of give that away. There's no give in the ground. There's no depressions in the earth or anything like that. So it kind of turns up nothing.
Okay.
Cyra, what are you trying to do at this point?
Oh no. I had a thing. It wasn't terribly important, but I had a thing. Can we come back to me in just a
Yes.
second?
Azalea, what are you doing as you kind of arrived at this campsite?
I'm going to be looking for a spot where I can probably set up my tent. Otherwise, whatever. Because is it like cold out? Is it getting colder?
Yeah. So it's getting,
something?
as the days are moving on, it is getting colder. It is in the deep of autumn now. And yeah, you expect it to get pretty damn cold. Not tonight necessarily, probably in the 40s. Paddington is very sweet.
Oh.
It'll be in the 40s-ish probably tonight, but give it a week or two and it'll start dropping. But, I mean, if you're going further north eventually, right, this is kind of the plan, it should get warmer, so,
Yeah, no, I'll still go set up the tent tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I was
ahead,
going to
Cyra.
set up mine in such a way as to be shareable again, whether that's stringing my rope, because I also have rope.
Yeah.
So whether that's stringing a line between the trees and sharing it, or whatever I need to do.
Yeah,
There's
you're able
room
to
for more than me.
you're able to make room for everybody.
Okay. Good.
And Azalea, you set your tent up, and who's going to take the first watch?
I will, because I kind of hope we see the drakes again.
Okay.
I got snackies.
Yeah.
Easily accessible.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me.
Please don't suck. Damn it. 10. I rolled not great.
Yeah.
Most of today.
It's
a lot of single digits.
It's
A
getting
lot of low single digits.
It's getting chilly out, and you do your best to kind of huddle, just keep yourself warm, and you check the skies, but it's so dark. It's just so dark. You can't pick anything out against the clouds. You don't particularly feel anything. You don't hear anything. You don't see anybody or any creatures or anything.
No smelly smells.
You don't smell any smells that smell funny or smelly. Yeah, your watch is a little disappointing, but goes on without incident.
I go wake Azalea.
Yep.
Your turn. And then I go bed.
Azalea, you can do a perception check for me. Are you looking for anything specific? What are you trying to do on your watch?
Nothing specific. I just really want to make sure nothing's gonna try to kill us.
Okay.
Really.
Cool.
So movement, I guess.
Okay.
Yikes. Okay. 1 second. 19.
Okay. Yeah. So your shift, you kind of patrol around a little bit. Like I said, it's getting cold. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything. It's quiet. You don't smell anything. That's about all I got
Cool.
for you.
Fine. That's fine. Quiet is okay right now. Not gonna complain.
Okay. Are you gonna go wake up?
I'm gonna go poke Tor with my sword.
Ah,
With the
stop
cheese.
that.
Just, hey, it's time for your watch.
Stop fucking me with that. I'll get up.
You head back to your tent, Azalea.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I get up, and
Night.
I too am looking for, obviously anybody coming up on us, but those drakes too.
Yeah. Roll a perception check for me.
Please find them. I'm sad.
27.
Nice!
So you have the eyes of a hawk as you survey the skies and the ground and the air around you. Even the trees, you do your best to check to make sure there's nothing roosting in there. You actually you do see that there's a hawk hanging out in a nest in one of the trees a little higher up. You actually spot its kind of form in the shadows. It's fast asleep. Doesn't know you guys are here. But other than that, you don't see anything coming for you or even moving near you. You look out into the sea of grass, and it's just so fucking dark out here compared to having all that moonlight in the last couple of days. You do notice that the clouds are building and getting thicker. Like there's a teeny little bit of light when you guys went to bed. Now that you're awake, kind of towards the morning, there's no light at all. It's just like pitch black.
They look like storm clouds or just thick clouds?
You would expect that there's probably going to be some sort of rain or mixed precipitation coming down in the next couple of hours. Probably when you guys wake up and move on.
Okay. And then I expect the day to start at the end of my shift.
Yeah, that's kind of your expectation. Is there anything
Okay.
other than that you're trying to specifically do?
No, when it starts to sprinkle or whatever, I'll wake everybody up so they can kind of get up before it starts pouring.
Yeah,
If it does start to rain.
and as you kind of sit through your watch, you realize that the ceiling is getting lower and lower and lower. And as the morning comes, or what you would expect to be the morning, you guys are socked in. It's like a thick fog has descended. Rather than just turning to rain, something has changed, and it's just, you've got maybe half a kilometer of visibility, maybe, kind of a featureless open plain.
Is it so bad that we wouldn't be able to navigate very well? Like to maintain an east direction?
It would be very difficult to kind of maintain that direction or movement.
Is this natural fog, or does it seem unnatural?
So, Tor, as you go around waking everybody up, Azalea, you can roll an Arcana check. Or Occultism, one or the other.
Do you ask this out loud?
She gave an affirmative nod, yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. I will detect magic on the fog.
I'm not trained in either, so...
It is fog. It is not,
Oh, okay.
not unnatural.
Then I will not bother rolling Occultism or Arcana.
Well,
It
this
seems
looks
like
pretty
just
difficult.
fog.
Go ahead, Cyra.
No, I said it just seems like it's just fog.
Do you guys just want to hang out here and see if it lifts? I think it'd be pretty easy for us to get kind of turned around and not know where we're going. Barely see.
I'm worried. Yeah, I don't know that it's going to dissipate as the day wears on, like happens.
Maybe not, but this is
sun.
kind of a
Sorry, I was
fortifiable
just-
position.
Yeah. I hope that it does, like normal weather patterns, but I know we can't count on it here. I'm fine with waiting a little bit. I hope we don't need to wait terribly long.
What about you, Danny?
Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
I think maybe we can at least. I mean, if we're gonna stay still and see what the fog is all about, make sure we're in a defensible position. I guess that fog could signal vampires or somebody passing through the area. I'm kind of suspicious of it. I don't know if it's purely natural.
Any idea how we test that?
Detect magic?
I rolled it. It's not magical.
Oh.
Sorry, I already cast it, and it's not magical.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yes, then
Shit happens.
maybe we just move slowly and make sure we don't divert course into the lake.
What are you guys going to do?
I'm cool with hanging out for like a day.
Yeah.
I
I
don't want to
feel like
Yeah.
accidentally wandering into the lake to me seems like worst case scenario. I don't have anything that would let me know true. I don't have a compass. I don't have any spells that let me discern true north. Yeah, I am afraid of wandering in the wrong direction. We are in a dangerous spot where north is the lake, and if we got real turned around, we could wander towards Necroy, and we don't want to do that. So if I think we are 3-1, I'm sorry, Danny.
It's okay.
We can kind of set up and maybe keep a day watch with all of us and listen for sounds and stuff. And the fog should help hide us if we do hear anything or see anything. And then hopefully this will lift today or when we're ready to travel in the morning.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to hang out probably too long.
Okay. What's up?
I'm sorry, that was a purely personal sadness.
Ah.
No direction is a cantrip I could take but have not yet. So there's that.
Future learning.
Yeah.
After we've already made our trip.
Yeah, we'll never need it again.
Never get
The
lost.
one time
Yeah,
we'll
I
need to use
learned-
it.
Joke's on you.
Infernal
Yep.
And abyssal for us to not read anything.
Yep. So as you guys kind of settle in to relax for the day, well, maybe not necessarily relax, but wait out the fog. All of you feel a very, very slight, but very, very distinct rumble in the ground. Kind of like a
Rumble in the jungle.
rolling tremor for maybe 2 or 3 seconds. At about what you would guess would be noontime.
Can
Can you what?
is this what the approach of a burrowing creature is like? Can I roll
Ooh.
kobold lore? I know that it won't tell me
Yeah.
anything beyond
Sure.
kobold
You can
knowledge
try that.
things.
Sure.
I think that's a 24. Let me make sure. Yeah, 24.
You would expect that something like this would either be maybe a cave-in or an earthquake.
Okay.
Something that would actively be burrowing, that would be kind of a constant
Okay.
rumble or noise. And then if it was getting closer, obviously it would get louder and a little more excessive. And then if getting farther away, it would kind of deplete as it went. But this one was just kind of a sustained rumble for 2-3 seconds. So either there was an actual no-shit earthquake, or something below you or nearby like collapsed.
Hey guys, I have what's probably good news. I think it's good news. Doesn't feel like anything burrowing. I know what large burrowing creatures feel like. I don't actually know if earthquake or cave-in is better, but not a creature. That's all I got.
Well, we're still above ground, so I guess that's good.
But I am curious if it's a cave-in. What caved in?
And where's the cave? Caves are
Where's
cool.
the cave? Yes.
Is there anything else you guys want to do through the afternoon? The fog
Yes.
maybe has lifted slightly to like 3/4 of a kilometer-ish. It looks like you'll have to
Excellent.
wait, but go ahead.
I wish to wander about and see if I can find the cave.
Okay.
I will stay within sight of our peeps.
Okay. Tor, what are you doing at this point?
I'm going to tell her not to wander too far.
I'll stay within sight.
Well, I don't see any caves that are 3/4 of a kilometer away.
Danny,
Looking for hidden entrances.
what are you gonna do at this point? Well, she just kind of starts wandering a little bit.
Like kicking rocks.
I think I'll try to follow her
Okay.
and support whatever she decides to do.
Azalea, what are you doing?
What if you guys held on to a rope?
I did
So
think
you
about
get
that, like a
far
tether.
away?
You could
Yeah.
tie 2 of the 50-foot ropes.
Yeah, I think
We
I
could
got a
just, like-
50-foot
I
rope.
was like, I have one and Tor has one, so we can just tie them together.
But yeah, I got a 50-foot one too if you want to do more.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay.
So we'll do that, and I'm just gonna be like moving rocks around.
Okay. Roll a perception check to find a hidden door.
Thank you.
You are searching. Or hidden
Oh, it's in
entryway?
that one.
Yeah.
-3.
And
Okay.
lots of fascinating rocks.
Oh, yeah. Danny, are you also attempting to search for a hidden entryway?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Perception?
Yes, please.
21.
Oh, could I have rolled a thievery check?
No, that's not how that works.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Seemed like a good idea.
Interesting. Okay. Cyra, give me a 25% range.
23 to 48.
So, as you guys are kind of searching and doing your loops around the outside of your camp in this old homestead, you're not really sure what the hell it used to be, but
I
yeah,
bet it was a farmhouse.
you're
Since
kind
that's
of
what you
going
said
around.
first.
That's fair.
Little house on the prairie.
That's yeah, and you guys kind of start wandering, and there's a slight dip in the ground that you hadn't previously noticed.
Got another soft dip.
Maybe kind of southeast, just like you guys are kind of on like a hill, and it kind of descends a little bit. And as you kind of go over this edge, Danny, you spot the hole in the ground just as Cyra disappears into the hole in the ground. Thankfully tied to the rope, which Tor is holding. Tor, I need you to make a strength check.
Come on, that one. No, just kidding. It's not great, though.
You jerk!
8.
Okay.
Caught off guard by your 20 pounds.
Danny, make a reflex save.
Oh, pretty good. 27.
Cyra, make a reflex save.
Oh no. Actually, it's my best save. Hell yeah, 26.
Yeah.
Please be
So as Tor, you feel the rope go suddenly taut, and Danny, you just like drop to your belly to try to catch Cyra, and you end up grabbing the rope, and Cyra, you end up falling maybe 10 or 15 feet, but in your sudden clarity of your life flashing before your eyes as you fall, you see a shard of what can only be described as maybe like a large crystal, kind of a whitish colored crystal that you just so barely avoid being impaled on.
Oh.
As you you twist out of the way. Danny, I need you to roll a D100 for me.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
40.
Okay.
It's 40.
Oh.
Wow.
I know, we're
And
Further
so
from greatness than before.
you watch as the rope, the edge of the rope, kind of like
No.
you realize it's a really sharp piece of crystal as it starts to.
no.
You see it just barely shred a little bit of the rope. You see like the threads start to kind of pop. What do you guys want to do? Cyra, you look down. You are dangling over maybe a 50-foot deep pit, and there are a bunch of crystals at the bottom.
Can I mage hand the rope away from the shearing edge of the crystal?
Sure. Danny, what are you doing?
panicking.
Fair.
Crying is a free action.
Right.
I'm at the top looking over into
Yep.
the hole?
You're like on your stomach, and you have one hand on the rope and one hand kind of supporting yourself on the edge.
Can I see the bottom of the pit? Dark
you,
vision, that kind
you
of stuff?
cannot
Oh my
quite
God.
see the bottom of the pit.
Do I have the ability to use
I'm
an
a cast a
infused
spell. It's
reagent?
fine.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna cast a spell? Okay.
Stand by.
I have.
You've already
Sonata-
cast Mage Hand, so we'll get
I'm
to you.
sorry.
We'll get to you when
That
we get
is-
to you.
Can
So-
I use an infused reagent to make a sun rod without letting go of the rope? Probably not.
Give
I
me
don't need it. It's okay.
give me a 10% range.
0 to 10 or 1 to 10
Okay.
or 0 to 10.
Yeah, that's fine. Tor, what are you doing?
Can I tell that the rope is slowly breaking?
All you know is that it got real taut real quick.
I'm just gonna hang on. Then I'm gonna be that anchor. And maybe, yeah, because it looks like it's tight against the lip of the hole, right? So
Yep,
I don't
yep.
want to pull against it because I don't want it to fray there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna anchor up.
Yep. That's easy enough. Azalea, are you doing anything at this point? You just watched fucking Cyra just disappear.
Not again. Okay, I'm gonna try to like walk with the rope and like get to the edge and see if I can actually like do anything useful or not. Or
Okay.
Zayla, can you pull her up, or at least hold the rope so I can pull her up?
can I?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Make a strength
Yeah,
check though.
sure. No, just straight strength.
Yeah, just straight strength.
Does a 9 work?
You're able to kind of just barely. You get a grip on it, and you kind of pull it up, and you can see that it's fraying. But you see a purplish magic kind of like pushing it away from. Could only be described as a crystal spear. And you see Danny one-handed as he kind of like you actually pull him a little bit up with the rope too because he's got another hand on it. But you watch as he just like he reaches into a back pocket. You hear like a weird ka-ch, and you watch him he just tosses a sun rod, and it kind of tumbles, and it's like a flare almost, and it you can see this chamber, and you can see that there's like a bunch of like broken rock and broken crystal, and it falls about 75 feet down, and it like lands in a bunch of crystals. That are just covering the floor. Like they're mostly white, but there's some like blues and purples kind of mixed in there. It's almost like looking at the inside of like a geode, almost, but like much
Does it look
sharper.
valuable?
And I mean, yeah, the whole thing is probably worth a fuck ton of money. But being able to transport
Time
it
to
is
claim it.
important.
Mangled corpse crushes it.
Yeah. Cyra, yeah, so you're pushing the rope out of the way. And then another idea comes in your head, and what are you trying to do?
Sonata span.
Yes.
The thing we just talked about that.
Yes.
Can I? It is 40. Oh, sorry. It is 30 feet. It can be as inclined as 45 degrees.
Yep.
Can I create that? And it does not need to start over solid ground. Can I create a little path for me to walk up to the edge? I can't. How wide is it?
This hole is maybe 5 foot wide. You somehow managed to find the one piece of ground.
That's okay. I'll put it immediately beneath me.
Yeah, you're able to set it up there and at an angle enough that like you could maybe help walk yourself up a little bit, but it won't be able to reach the.
Okay,
it's too high of an angle.
But I'm not gonna fall, and we can figure out a better solution. That's not a rope that's about to be snapped.
Yeah, and as you kind of get your feet and the rope goes slack a little bit, the ground rumbles again, but much more strongly this time. And actually, Cyra and Danny and Azalea, Tor, you're a little further back for this, but you actually hear what sounds like the crashing of rocks somewhere below you in the distance. And the world kind of shakes, and you actually hear some crystals begin to crash and crack. And the rope is fine, thankfully, and Cyra, you manage to maintain your footing, and Danny, you watch as your sunrod is like jittering on the ground in between these crystals. Let's see, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. And out of the kind of the corner of your eye, Danny specifically, I need you to make a. What do I need you to make? I need you to make a will save, please.
Oh shit! Been a lot of saves in this campaign so far, especially Will.
Yep.
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Danny, as you're holding on to, you're not really helping the rope too much. But like out of the corner of your eye, you just see this like swirling aura of light, and you are just, you are.
Are you dazzled?
Stunned. You are.
There's a stunned ring.
You are stunned 1, and you don't even really get a glimpse of what is causing this emanation of light in such a dark place. And that is where we're going to end for today.
Nice.
Okay, BRB, I have to be.
Okay. Cool. Yes. Good job, everybody. You didn't die. It's impressive.